Yes, people, welcome to another edition of From a Third Eye View on Pi Radio, hosted by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note, and the gang is back together. The Avengers have assembled. Stro, Mr. I've seen more in the night than you've seen in your life, is back in the building, and JV also. So first and foremost, Stro, were you telling me it's good to have you back? You have been missed.
Listen, man, the Avengers are back together. That's all that matters.
That's what it is, man. Back together, in it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we go off and do solo films, but we always come back for the mega blockbuster film.
You know what I'm saying?
We still out here. JV, what you telling me? You good and everything?
Yeah, man. Good, man. I'm more than good, you know. So
Excellent.
It's a good day. Might be a bit cold outside. You know, United are doing well.
Yes, we'll dive
Today's
into all
news
of
is
that.
a madness.
Yeah, I'm bouncing.
So, yeah.
As soon as I seen it, you know what's crazy? You know how like man's just like a radio head. As soon as I seen the news, I was like, yeah, this is gonna make for great content on From a Third Eye View. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
I said we could easily do an hour on this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Where did you see the news?
On Twitter. That's where I seen the news.
No. Forget you. Where did you see the news?
I seen it from this.
Oh yeah, because you said it in the group. You understand?
There,
I woke up later to get me, so I woke up and that is big up in the building where you're telling us done.
By the time you woke up, it was
it was blowing up. So I seen obviously WhatsApp. They have the preview. I mean, they have the preview of the messages. So I seen you talking about it. Then I've jumped to my Twitter and then seen it. And then it was like, jumped to my Twitter and then I've seen it. And it's like, Lampard to be sacked. And then the official news came out and I was like, it makes sense. This is typical Chelsea. Obviously, we're going to divulge into all of that. But first and foremost, before we actually do get into Lampard being sacked today, big up to everyone who supports From a Third Eye View. We really appreciate it. Salute to everybody supporting Pi Radio also. If you're watching this live right now on the YouTube, make sure you hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share it and make sure you subscribe to the Pi Radio YouTube channel and hit the notification bell when you do. Also, if you're watching via the Pi Radio Facebook page, make sure you like the page, you like the video, and you share it. And same on Twitter. Make sure you retweet and like the tweet. Follow Pi Radio and follow all us three as well, because mine, Stroll's, and JV's ats are all in the tweet also. So yeah, salute to everyone. Already, Georgiev in the comments says, big up people. Been too long since I've watched you live. Been busy at work, but always watch back once the stream is finished. Love for that, Georgiev. You haven't been around, but obviously you work in handling business, so we appreciate that. Big up to Josh, who says, big up fellas, Avengers are back, even though it was a civil war on Sunday. That's genius. That's very good. That's extremely good. You know what? That's one of them that's so good that I wish I thought of. That's how good it is. Yeah. That's extremely good. I rate that highly. But okay, we spoke on Lampard many a time. Obviously, when we did the ratings from 1 to 10, I went very high with their transfer window. Both used to, JV and Stro, were much lower. But the only issue I ever seen with them is the manager. Now the manager's gone. Stro, you've been very vocal on this, and it is your first show back. So I'll let you kick it off. Like, what's your thoughts initially on the sacking?
Vindicated. Because you can go all the way back.
Yeah.
Me and the man to the right of me specifically specified the first manager that's going to get the sack in the Premier League was going to be one Frank Lampard.
Right.
And lo and behold, a certain Mr. Frank Lampard, Chelsea legend, has been sacked. Yeah. And I'm not surprised because he had the worst win percentage out of every manager of Chelsea in the past 10, 15 years. He's out of his depth. He did okay at Derby to get them to a playoff final.
No, it is.
Okay.
Just quickly on the whole Derby thing. He actually got him from 6 to 6, innit?
Yeah.
So, like, when man are really deep in what he's done, do you get what I'm saying? Man, whoever was in there before him must be kicking himself, thinking, wait, so if I kept these man at 6,
I get the Chelsea job.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a madness, really, because really, he didn't actually do much to that team. If you look
you're talking about the Derby side.
Yeah.
The Derby side.
So then to
beat Leeds, that's it.
To get the Chelsea job off the back of that. Don't get me wrong. If they absolutely batter everyone all season and have a specific style of play when he's the Derby manager, and he comes up to the Premiership with a new points record that's ever been done in the Championship, and all them type of things, then I'm gonna be like, okay, who's this? But there was no who's this. There was nothing flattering about his time before, which led you to believe he would be a success in that role. And I always said he got that job quite similar to Ollie off the back of what you actually done as a player.
being a Chelsea legend.
Yeah.
Because if like you said, a non-Chelsea legend takes Derby from 6-6, they don't get the Chelsea job. But go on, Stro, continue saying what you were saying on it. So you said you feel vindicated.
Yeah, because we said this, that he was going to be the first manager to get sacked. We said this on multiple streams, across multiple platforms. We knew this was going to happen. Chelsea fans were getting ahead of themselves. The transfer window was excellent, even though we said it wasn't going to work. And the reason why it wasn't going to work is you're trying to bed in too many first teamers straight away. Look at Havertz, needs time to adapt. Look at Werner, needs time to adapt, who's been criminally mismanaged, by the way, which is the also reason why Frank Lampard's in the position that he's in. But from what I was reading today, and from the reports and what I've been told, it was deeper than just the thing is there was issues at the training ground, issues with personnel in the team.
Okay, go through all of that. Because this is news to me. I've heard bits and pieces, but yeah, explain the rest because I'm sure there's something that you're going to tell us that I've not heard.
Yeah, so there was issues with, I can't remember the woman's name, but the person who recruits players. There's big issues between them two, apparently, from what I've been told. There's been issues at the training ground with regards to senior players and veteran players, and the fact that there's no real communication from what I was told. You know, it's bad when the man can't go back to the training ground to say his goodbyes. He was not allowed back in the training ground.
So that means it was definitely a toxic environment to an extent.
That's quite deep, you know.
Well, you know what that is? That's going to you wouldn't expect that because he is Mr. Chelsea. Yeah. So you wouldn't expect Mr. Chelsea to have an issue. At Chelsea. It kind of be like, I don't know, the Ronald McDonald character having an issue at McDonald's. Yeah. You'd be like,
you know what I'm saying? It don't make sense.
I know it makes no sense. That's crazy analogy, but it is, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like, you are Mr. McDonald's. Like, we associate you with that brand. So for you to have issues, it'd be crazy. I don't know why I came up with that crazy analogy, but it is what it is. You get my point.
Thinking of it, it's like, really and truly, I honestly feel like, I think if Ollie goes right, like, obviously not now, but if Ollie went when he wasn't doing so well, he's allowed to go and say bye.
Yes, definitely.
He's allowed to. He's given that grace. Yeah. To go and say bye and do what he needs to do.
And the thing is, Lampard is a bigger legend. Like, he's one of them Chelsea legends in terms of, is he not their all-time top goal scorer?
Yeah, he is the Chelsea legend.
It's him, fam.
Like, your numero uno.
If it's not him,
it's John Terry. It's those two.
Do you know what I mean? It's that free.
So it's crazy that having all the success he's had there, won everything there, being the top goal scorer, being the captain, like, you are Mr. Chelsea. Like, we associate you with that club. Like, you're a one-man club, which is rare. So for you not to go back, what happened? Oh, will be spilled, though. He'll write a book, or somebody will write a book. That's crazy.
I just think it's, you know what it is with the whole Lampard thing? Yeah? I'll put it to you like this. You see, before this season, so last season, everything was going well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was doing all right and he did what he was expected. It's the whole, what's killed him is the expectancy, yeah?
Okay, cool.
Now, he's finished in the top 4. He's now expected to push on. Yeah? What it also has killed him is the transfers. Right. But what I said this in the beginning, that was too many players to sign at once. And I think this is what he did to allow himself more time. Because he knew as soon as he had to buy players, the pressure was on. Last season, he should have brought some of them players in then. So out of these 8 players, when that ban was up from the January onwards, he should have brought some of these in. I think I've even said this in a previous show. Yeah. He should have brought some of these man in if he could. Because it would have given more time. Say if, like, Kepa's been bad for a while, so you could have got that other keeper last year. Do you get what I'm saying? Or things like Thiago Silva, you got him on a free, but if their contract's free and you go and approach them, you can have a little negotiation and get him in that. You know what I mean? He's going in 6 months.
You saying getting him in? You're talking the January transfer window here. Okay,
that's January. You get what I'm saying? So I'm saying it's like there's certain things where he's not helped himself. Like there's no way he in his mind could have thought, like Stro said, bringing in that many players. Yeah. First team players, because arguably every one of them signings is a first team player. Everyone,
you could argue that. Definitely argue that.
Not one of them is brought as, you know, you're going to come on the bench and flourish and you're going to do this in a year or so. Every one of them's been bought for first team. Do you get what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So, as much as, now I look at it, as much as should be at fault, the recruitment should be at fault, because should someone not have said, well, how's this going to work? Because that would be my first thing.
That's the key, though. That's the key to it when I look at it.
And that comes down to the point that I made. There's been issues between her and him.
So you reckon she was right? She was saying, don't sign this player, don't sign that player. And he's like, but it's reports have come out saying he wanted Rice. He was persistent. We'll get onto that. Because me and JV was talking before the show about this. He was persistent on it. Like, he wanted Declan Rice. And when I look at that midfield, I'm like, you have, even if they're not what you want, so you have quality players in that position to get the best out of them. You don't need a Rice to make everything work 100%. You can get 80%.
So here's the point, right? So Chelsea last season, yeah, they had the ban until January. Okay. Beginning of the season, multiple journalists, Lampard said it himself, they're not expected to finish in the top 4, right? So the fact that they managed to finish in the top 4 put more pressure on him than what he needed. Yeah. Because from Abramovich's point of view, he's thinking, I wasn't expecting you to finish in the top 4, given what you've got. You finished in the top 4. I now expect more from you.
Okay.
Then when he goes out and spends nearly 320 million on players, right? That pressure's it's unbearable. He can't hold it on his shoulders, right? And then Abramovich is a football man and he's a businessman. There's a reason why Abramovich wanted prime Torres so much, because he knew what he could bring to that Chelsea team. There's a reason why he's gone and personally got certain players himself.
Yeah.
So he understands football. He looks at that Chelsea midfield. Why are you bringing in Declan Rice? You've got Kante, who's a World Cup winner.
I didn't get it either.
So
I still don't get it.
So then you look at the finish in the top 4. He wasn't expected. I then give you 300 odd million, which the transfers were horribly wrong, by the way, which is why me and Vils rated it so low.
Yeah,
was because
we're gonna get into that.
You're bringing in players for the here and now that aren't going to work for the there and now. Yeah. They need time to bed in. So why not go and get proven Premier League players? For example, you need a winger, someone who can operate on the wing, who can play across. Why did you not go for Jota?
Yeah.
Why did you not go for certain Premier League players that are proven in the Premier League?
I get the point that you're making in terms of players proven in the Premier League. The reason why I rated their window so high is because, like I said, yes, it takes players time to embed in. We know this. But give the players the best possible platform to succeed. And he didn't do that to me with any one of their signings. The only signings of theirs that have looked good are Thiago Silva, because you're playing him at centre-back. Thiago Silva, to me, has been one of the best. Every time I've seen him play, minus I think he made a mistake against West Brom in the first game, he's been very good, been solid. Chelsea fans, Lewis, have had no complaints about him. The goalkeeper, pretty much been good. There's no glaring errors I can remember him making where I'm like, right, he's been at fault. Obviously, you want to use to, or someone in the comments will be able to tell me. Mendy, the goalkeeper.
He's dead food, fam.
No. Are you joking? He's not an upgrade. He's not that much of an upgrade from Kepa.
Right, so what mistakes has he made this season?
Leeds game.
Okay. But then all goalkeepers made, but I wouldn't say he's been a bad team.
So he's a black
Leeds game, Arsenal game, Liverpool game. Wait, he didn't play in the Liverpool game. So Leeds game, Arsenal game, and there's 2 more games I can think of where he's made a howler. I think.
When did he make the mistake? What was the Arsenal howler?
Oh, what was it now?
I don't remember him making a mistake for the Arsenal game.
Nah, he made a mistake in the Arsenal game.
Arsenal what? Nah, there was the Xhaka free kick.
Yeah, which you can't save.
You can't save. The cross-come shot from Saka. And then the first one did it take a deflection, I think? Someone's saying here, Wolves, Everton. But,
Everton. That's what I just said, Everton. I knew one of them was Everton. And then the Wolves one.
All right,
no, not Arsenal, Wolves. That's
Wolves,
what I'm thinking of.
Cool. All right, so, okay then. So, he might have made, so the goalkeeper, might have made mistakes. I still think he's better than Kepa, though.
Yeah, but way better than Kepa.
It's not, you get what I'm saying?
It's
There's
not
no point in going from a 4 to a 6.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know
but back to the point is, Thiago Silva has played well. Chilwell, I've seen him play back because you're playing him as a left back.
So them two are solid signings.
Yeah,
right?
I think we are putting too much stick on the signings and not enough stick on the manager. That squad is there.
No.
Go on.
The point I'm trying to make with the signings, it goes hand in hand. So Lampard is under immense pressure the second he signs that to say, I'm getting more money, yeah? You have to get signings in your position, specifically with that amount of pressure that are going to work straight off the bat. You need to go for sure signing. For example, Chilwell is a sure signing because you know he's going to work. Thiago Silva is a sure signing. You know he's going to work. Do you know who would have been a sure signing for a goalkeeper? You've already gone and spent world record fee. Go get a black. You know that's going to work.
Yeah, so throw some money there, mate. Probably give it your Atletico. They're not too.
Depends. I don't know his relegation release clause, but I get your point. I'm looking at it again, and as I keep stating, I don't think it's the. I really look. The signings is good. You think it's the players?
It is because you see when. All right, I'll put it to you like this. You see when everyone was buzzing about that, it's like when we first got taken over. No, it's not because you went and bought a Damien Duff.
Yeah, they
proven.
They went and got seasoned pros.
Scott Parker, not well beaters, but proven. These men can come in and
Your
offer
Wayne
you a
Bridges.
certain level of Wayne Bridges.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
So you know you're buying players, even when they're getting someone like Gallas. You know what I'm saying?
They brought someone in next to him that would help them buy the time.
You're getting proven players. And even like, so someone was like, oh, Drogba was the same age as Werner. Drogba at 25 and a Werner at 25 are two different animals. And I'm not saying he's probably, Drogba probably didn't have more goals, but he's a man.
It's a difference.
I'm saying of the player. You know what I'm saying? You literally bought. You know what it is with him? If you really look at Ziyech, all right then. He's 24. He's played very good. But instantly, one thing I can see with Ziyech is this league's too physical for him. Havertz, the same. It's too physical.
Go on.
Do you get what I mean? Havertz is young, so you already, it's too physical for him.
How old is Havertz?
20 or something.
20 odd.
He's 20.
21.
22, yeah.
That's a lot of money, you know.
That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money.
70 mil.
But then that's why I look at the signings and I'm like, okay, if you're gonna, he never set. To me, if you set on a set 11 with the quality you have and just play players in position, he don't get sacked. Like I was cracking joke, like Aaron, like for instance, shout out Mr. Aaron United for those that know. He tagged us in something. Obviously, shout out Kendall, who's a Newcastle fan who don't know, and he tagged us in a tweet and he stated, "Oh, Lampard should go to Newcastle," type of thing.
Oh, yes,
yeah, and then Kendall was fuming. Shout out to Kendall. And then she was like, "What's it called? Yeah, if he can't do anything with a 300 million squad, what's he gonna do with Joe Linton?" But I'm like, right, I'm busting joke. Steve Bruce has got you lot 7 points above the relegation. No, Bruce has got you lot above the relegation zone clear. And she was like, yeah, barely. But I'm like, that's 7 points. If you add 7 points onto Chelsea's total, you know where they are in the league? 4th. He don't get sacked. So if you plays, all that is 2 wins and a draw. That team could have got more. He could have got more out of that team. I put this not solely on Lampard, but I'm looking at Lampard sideways. Like, you should be getting more out of this squad.
Can you repeat your point you just made? Play what?
I play what?
So stick to an 11.
Yeah, stick to 11 players in position.
So this is why we're saying that the players are the issue. The transfer window is the big issue in this. Because what kind of success has he had this season when he's played at Giroud or he's played in Abraham up front as a focal point, right? As a result of that, he then can't take the gamble to play Werner in his favoured position because of how well they've performed. So what does he do? He then tries to usher them in because of the transfer window he's had. He feels like he has to play them.
And you know what? That's on, again, because you've picked these players. Well, there's talks that they weren't his signings. It was only Chilwell, but that's a whole nother argument. But then that's on you to either be big enough. If you're winning matches, people are not talking about, oh, you signed Werner and he's not on the pitch, or Havertz is not on the pitch, or Thiago Silva, Chilwell, Mendy, etc., etc. We've seen this happen before, not to compare it to Fergie. When Fergie first signed De Gea, 30 million or whatever it was at that time was a lot of money. I remember at times, De Gea was on the bench.
Yeah, but this comes down to the whole reason why I said, and this comes down to the whole point why I said,
have the balls to do it, because if he doesn't do that with De Gea at that point, we probably don't get the De Gea that we've seen.
Yes.
But this comes down to the whole reason why I said vindicated. He's too inexperienced to be at this job this early. We said this from the jump. So then you then give him a ridiculous amount of money, whether they're his signings or not, right? He feels pressure that he has to play Havertz in games. He has to play Werner in games. Ferguson doesn't do that. Klopp doesn't do that. If they're not fitting in, they're not going to do that. But he feels that under pressure because he's that inexperienced that he has to. And that's what's cost him. So when we say the transfer window's cost him, it's purely because of that reason.
Right.
You know
now you explained it like that. That makes sense.
You know why I think it's cost him as well? If you look at, right, we all laugh and joke about who his best player is, who his favourite player is.
Yeah.
It's Mount, innit?
Yeah, it's his son.
What's Mount's position?
To me, he's a 10, but I think he can play 8 as well. Attacking midfielder, we'll say.
Yeah, so he's a 10.
Yeah.
And you're going to play him every week, yeah?
Yeah.
Why do you buy a £70 million attacking midfielder?
And I've said this. They can't play together. To me, they can't play together to get the best out.
This is why it's even more stupid.
Go on.
So now, he's not going to play in the 10, yeah?
Yeah.
So where does he play, apart from the 10? On the right, innit?
Is this
Havertz?
Havertz? Yeah,
Havertz,
I've heard this, but yeah, go
plays
on.
on the right.
So
as a
then,
left footer as well. You've just bought Ziyech as well.
there you go.
So now you've got 2 man who you've just bought. You're trying to shoe in, yeah. You've then got Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Then if you look at the striking position, you play 1 centre forward. You've got 3. And then if you add to the fact of you've got the 3, but then you're playing Werner out wide, which then alienates the guys I've just spoken about previously. None of it makes sense.
And that's my whole point. Sorry to cut you off. Is you spoke about there like shoehorning players. If Mount was the level of a prime David Silva, I would understand you playing Havertz out of position or not signing him or whatever. That's what is the, and this probably comes down to his inexperience. And this is why I blame the manager. You have 3 strikers in Werner, Abraham, Giroud. To me, Abraham's the worst out of the 3. You can debate all you want to me, and I'm not saying Abraham's bad. I just rate Giroud highly. Werner, yes, I troll him, etc. But there is a player in there. He scores goals. We know this just from his goal scoring record. So you are playing Werner out of position, and you got Giroud on the bench to play Tammy Abraham up front, who's not a proven Premier League shot. Same with Mount. I mean, yes, same with Mount. Mount's a good player. I actually rate Mount, but to be playing, he's not. Yeah, I think he's a good player, but you're acting like man's De Bruyne level in terms of man's. If you play him whole season, he's going to get 20 goals, 20 assists. I don't get that.
So let's go a level deeper. Why is he playing these 2 specifically, Mount and Abraham? Why over certain players?
Because he knows them. That's what it is.
Nope.
He went Mount at Derby with him.
No, but it's not just because he knows them. I'm Olivier Giroud, for example. Yeah, I've played under world-class managers who can tell me something and can teach me something about my position, who can help me improve as a player. Frank Lampard comes in. I class you as the same level. I think I'm on the same level as Frank Lampard. What can you realistically teach me about my position?
No, honestly, Giroud. You have to think of Giroud. Giroud's played against my man. Giroud's a World Cup winner. Giroud's thinking, I played against you a few years ago.
Yeah.
What have you done since to convince me that you can elevate my game?
So a lot of these problems sound like, which we're going to get into, like if you replace the names, it sounds like Ollie at Manchester United. I've heard a lot of these type of debates.
So then,
in terms of what you said, what can Ollie teach me? What can the coaching staff teach me? Go on.
So then specifically is I want, as a manager head on, I want my striker to do a specific thing. I want this. You can get that in Giroud, but he's not going to listen to me because he feels like he's on the same wavelength. I know I'm going to go to someone I can trust. The reason I can trust them because they're willing to listen.
Oh, so you reckon that's what it is then? That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah,
that makes sense why he wants a Rice.
And that would also make sense as to the reason why he's then not allowed to go back to the training ground because there's toxic there. There's an issue in the dressing room.
Look at someone like Jorginho, yeah?
Go on.
Jorginho is I said this to you before, Jorginho is the Italian starting defensive midfielder. Yeah, for the Italian national team.
Starting,
that's the key word. That position in that team, they will probably have 8 men who can play that position to an adequate level. This is Italy, yeah? Then you go across to Kante.
Yeah.
Won the league with Chelsea a few years ago. Won the league with Leicester a few years ago. Amazing win. Should have never done it. Integral part of it. Wins the World Cup all within, 3 years?
Yeah.
Then you go to Kovacic. He's won everything under the sun at Real Madrid. Yeah? He's won more Champions Leagues than Lampard's been in finals or something like that. Do you get what I'm saying?
You know what? I forgot that Kovacic was at Real Madrid during that period.
Yeah.
Because obviously he wasn't starting week in, week out.
So then here's the thing. This is what I'm trying to say. And it's exactly the same point as what Stro said. Boom. I'm in training. I'm telling these man, do this, do that. They're looking at me like, what? Do you get what I'm saying? That's why I want a Rice. If I tell Rice
is easier to control.
If I tell Rice, mix it up, make it ugly. Yeah, Tell them, man, mix it up. How am I playing with the ball? Do you get what I'm saying? That's what they're thinking in their head. Do you get what I'm saying?
So you reckon it's a clash of styles?
You can't bring me from Italy. Yeah. You can't bring me from winning the league with Leicester, winning the league with Chelsea. You certainly can't bring me from Real Madrid and that midfield and then into this, and you're telling me, because their midfield, yeah, is one of the most underused midfields.
I've said this. I think it's quality.
Absolutely underused.
I think it's
You
quality.
should see someone like Kovacic breaking the lines and passing through the lines, the ability what he has. Are you telling me he plays all these matches at Madrid? If you remember as well, he was about 20, 21 playing when they got him, and he's playing. He's playing.
Because he was there at the time was Casemiro, Modric, Cruz.
Modric. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm going to touch on this in a second. He's making a great point.
Do you get what I'm saying? So he's part of these men are part of legendary teams, yeah? And then this guy comes along, and who's he coached? Maybe the season before he's got the Chelsea job. Who's he coached, bro, in midfield? At Derby, bro.
Mount,
and then who else? Man, don't even know.
Yeah.
Some brother and his first name's Richard, or you know what I'm saying? Like man don't know. You know, obscure players who he can just tell what to do.
Yeah,
they're not going to have an idea of what to do. They're going to listen to every check this. Here's the difference. He walks through the door at Derby. Oh my God,
it's Frank Lampard because of what he's won and what he's done. Yeah,
I've got him on FIFA. You know what I'm saying? I used to play. You know what I'm saying? No, I remember watching Match of the Day. And I was eating my cornflakes when I was 8. Wow. All right then. Boom, he walks through the door at Chelsea. Kovacic and that. What's his name again? That's the difference, you know. Oh yeah, Lampard. Oh yeah, it's him on the wall over there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right, mate.
So that man will know him, but it won't be the same
it's
level.
not respecting.
Yeah.
So, and to touch upon this point, right? Kovacic is the perfect person to delve into. Kovacic has got there's something in common surrounding Kovacic, right? Ex-legends becoming managers at the club. Zidane and Frank Lampard. Kovacic has been there.
Yeah.
Under Zidane and under Lampard. What's the two biggest differences as to why it worked and why it didn't? I'll tell you why. Look at the managerial history. Where was Zidane? Coaching at Real Madrid already. Involved in the coaching staff.
Actually, didn't. Wait, yeah, was he coaching the C team or something?
Yeah, he was coaching
and then
the
he was
B team.
under Ancelotti, mate.
Yeah, and then he was under Ancelotti.
He swaps, didn't he?
Yeah.
I forgot he was
He did
under
that weird
Ancelotti.
thing where they actually swapped from assistant.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So then, although, yeah, he's an ex-player, he's a legend, but he was part of crucial team talks that Kovacic would have sat and listened to.
Right.
So automatically, when he steps into the managerial post, there's no real difference, and you still look at him as one of the staff, and you look at him as the position he's meant to be in because he's been there. You were away at Barcelona, and Zidane's holding team talks at half-time because he knows what he means.
Yeah.
Not Ancelotti, Zinedine Zidane. Because he's been there as a player, as a pro. He knows what this game means to the fans.
Yeah.
So you listen to him. So there's a different kind of respect there instantly, which is why a Sergio Ramos can take to it. Ramos is Real Madrid through and through.
He is like what Chelsea was like. He's Mr. Real Madrid.
Why
Yes.
Cristiano Ronaldo can listen to it. And we're not just talking about anyone. We're talking about the GOAT here.
Oh.
Cristiano Ronaldo will sit there and listen to a Zinedine Zidane team talk because he earned the respect. Lampard didn't earn the respect. Now, look, let's keep it. He didn't. He went to Derby. And like you said, players who never, ever in their wildest dreams thought, oh my Lord, I'm going to be in a dressing room with Frank Lampard.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
And let's be honest, when you look at that Derby team, he had Waghorn, who's been and about, right? Harry Wilson on loan. He's going to do anything to try and make it at Liverpool, so he's going to try and perform.
Man, like Huddleston and that. That's who he had.
Mason,
he had Tom Huddleston. Yeah.
Mason Mount, exactly the same.
You know what? Tom Huddleston will be saying to the rest of them, man, I remember playing against.
It's Frank Lampard. Yeah.
Like Frankie Lampard.
So he comes with that aura and mystique when he was at Derby. You've not got that at Chelsea. You're Lampard. You're there to do a job. You're there to deliver as a manager. Derby's different. The expectations are different. And listen, I jokingly tweeted, I was like, Gerrard, better manager, better player, will always do that. But if you look at the route Gerrard's gone,
that makes more sense, you know.
Yeah, because you got to earn your stripes.
And you know,
and you're doing it.
He's not done it stupid either. He could have sat. Gerrard knows he could have just sat Liverpool under 23s and been their manager for the next 10 years.
Yeah, and been fine.
Until the Liverpool job comes available.
Yeah.
But he's used his head and gone, wait, I might as well get some real
experience.
And what better experience to go to the Scottish League, who everyone discredits, but Celtic dominate that league. to go there and think, you know what, I'm going to be the one to under.
You know what it is? I'll always say about the Scottish League. They play each other 4 times, don't they?
Yeah.
So you end up in a season, even though there's only 12, you play like 40 something games, league matches. So it's even though maybe the level isn't the same, as a manager, it's perfect. You're probably preparing for a match every 2-3 days. And do you know what I mean? The tactics, everything.
Constant.
It's constant. So you're on your ball. As a manager, it's probably, if you actually look at Brendan Rodgers. He did
that.
He already had his what you call it from when he was at Liverpool. But he went there and it's almost like training. No, it's disrespectful to call it training, but you get what I mean.
I get what you're saying. You're earning your stripes.
Yeah, you're earning your stripes. It's preparation. You're honing your talents.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. You're
honing
perfecting little things. Little things
where you can make your mistakes and you're not under scrutiny.
Yeah, but it's like, for example, like you said, you play each other 4 times. So obviously everyone knows the old firm, right? Imagine beating Celtic, but then you're gonna have to play them another 3 times. So then you're thinking of tactical stuff. Well, wait a minute, I know that works, but how do I make sure that works again? Or they're going to expect that this time. How do I then? So then, for example, when Gerrard will walk into a Premier League big job, he's got that kind of mentality of he might beat a Manchester United, he might beat a City, and he's like, well, how do I make sure that works again? It's a different kind of experience that going down that route than what Lampard did. He got to a playoff final. That's it. He never should have got that Chelsea job.
Yeah.
And look at the position that he's in.
He didn't even get promoted.
Look at the position that he's in.
All right, then, I'll put it to you like this.
Go on.
If Bielsa's English, it's Lampard. If Bielsa's English,
cool,
he gets a big job because of what he's done with Leeds. But if you look at actually what he did with Leeds last season in the Championship, that's different, isn't it? He had a playing style, this and that. When you look at the credentials, what Lampard had or didn't have, there's not much to it. I don't see, other than being a Chelsea legend, that's the only thing what got him the job. And people might say, oh, you're a hypocrite because that's the same as Ole. But that's not for me to decide. That's for the board to decide. But what I'm saying is, how can the board take that gamble? Yeah. Here's the thing. How can the board take that gamble, give him all that money, and then be disappointed when he doesn't do it?
Yeah, because
you've really set him up for failure, really.
But more,
being honest.
But more to your point, for those that are arguing, saying, well, what about Ole? Did Ole have 300? Did Ole spend 300 and odd million on players? Because if they did, then there's a different conversation.
In one window.
I hear you. Yeah.
Then he's under the same amount of pressure.
Do you get what I'm saying?
So it's 2 different kind of it. Like, this is what I mean. That transfer window, and we called it from the jump, set him up to fail immediately.
He put the most pressure on him. You know what? He should have said no. And as mad as that sounds, he should have said no. He should have followed with that same model, which bought him time. You're spending someone's money,
That's true.
Do you get what I'm saying? You're spending someone's money. They expect a return. It's business.
And more to the point, when you say they're spending someone's money, they're spending Abramovich's money because it's all loans to Chelsea.
Yes.
He loans it to Chelsea.
And here's the thing.
So he's going to want a return in investment.
Here's the thing. You know what he's probably looking at as well? Here's a very good point. He's just spent 200 and something mil, 300 and whatever it is. 130 of it is on 2 players. Those 2 players are your worst performers.
Because you can't get the best out of him.
If you now, check this, here's how mad it is. If you now want to get a return on your investment, is anybody in the world giving you 70 million for Havertz?
Yeah,
is anybody in the world right now giving you 50 million for Werner?
No.
So let's
go.
go.
What I'm saying? So it's already looking like, as of now, it's a loss, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's had to check this, and it's Corona times. This is where I'm going to get business on you.
Cool.
Right. So he's already taken a loss on those 2 transfers. Thiago Silva's wages are dead money because you can't sell him on.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? He'll probably retire at Chelsea, or if not, go off to Brazil and play a year. Do you get what I mean? You're not going to get a fee for Thiago Silva. Yeah. And he's probably on one of the highest wages at the club. You're not going to get a fee from him. So there's 3 bad investments already. Yeah. If you then look at someone like Ziyech, he's hit the club. He's been injury prone since he's been there. That's now looking like another, not bad investment, but there's a question marks over it.
That's the key. Question mark. Right. Go on.
So then, if you look at everyone now, the goalkeeper, shaky. Yeah. Chilwell's probably the only one who's holding his own. So out of all that money you've spent, it's now looking like a bad investment. It's a bad you're not getting nothing back. There's no return.
Yeah.
So guess what he's going to have to do? Guess what he's had to do?
Go on.
He's gonna have to find somewhere to cut his losses.
Lampard.
Lampard.
Yeah, because he's gone.
That's where it falls with me,
He's gone all in with the signings. And like I said, I look at, if I'm a top manager and I look at that team, I'm like, I get a tune out of this team.
But that's the key point.
Yeah.
A top manager. So, for example, the two biggest investments this summer haven't worked. Why? Because they're out of form.
Yeah.
When was Lampard really out of form as a player that you can think of? He was probably one of the most consistent midfielders in the Premier League.
True.
Yeah.
So he's never been through that as a player. He can't relate to that.
Yeah.
So as a manager, how can you coach someone and talk them out of bad form if you've never been there?
Which makes it even crazy because Lampard, obviously he was under Mourinho, we talked about him being consistent, but he was always in their successful years, I would say, he was always in a great system that got the best out of him and the players around him. So the fact that he's failed to do that because to me, I think if he plays everyone in position, he's inexperienced. But even though I think I'd be inexperienced, I'm not good enough to do the Chelsea job. But I'd at least, if I'm doing it, go in there and play players in position. You know to me, that's just managing 101.
Yes. No. But that just shows the pressure that he's under. He feels like he has to play these players.
But here's the thing. You know what? One criticism of Ole, which Lampard could do with actually implementing, he doesn't seem to have a back to basic. He doesn't seem to have like a
4-2-3-1.
Do you get what I'm saying?
No, but that's saved, Ollie.
Do you get what I'm saying?
That formation. Just
but do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Mad though. He doesn't have
a 4-2. I go
right. You know what? You're out. You're in. We're doing this.
McTominay and Fred.
Yeah, he doesn't have some. You know what I mean? He doesn't, and that's probably why they're saying one of the reasons was we can't see a way out of it because he's not even got a back to like.
Yeah, he's not got a go-to.
Yeah,
everyone has their go-to when it's going wrong.
You know what I'm saying? Like everyone.
That's a key point. Everyone has a go-to. Do you remember Liverpool used to get criticism in the big games because you used to play Milner, Henderson, and Wijnaldum? Yeah. That was our go-to. Because you knew you could, but you knew
rely on them.
Yeah. So, for example, when Ollie's going back to Fred and McTominay in the 4-2-3-1, he knows he can get a tune out of them in the big games. But at least he's got that. Like you said, Lampard hasn't got that,
and he's not even got that. And again, that comes back to the original point I made. That's just basic 101. Yeah. Everyone, I play on FIFA. I have a go-to if it's going wrong. Football Manager, if I'm playing, I have a go-to if it's going wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Even when you're playing, check this. All right, then, say as a player now. Yeah. If you're playing and you're trying to dink it over the top and it's not working and this and that, you just go basics.
Yeah, that's what I do. Okay, I go basics. I go basics.
Even if it's sideways to retain the ball.
Yeah, of course. That's my whole game, by the way. But go continue in it. That's my whole game. Or
even if you say to someone else who you know, right, you've got that. So I'll just feed you now. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? You've legit just named exactly what I do. I play in a 6, and that's that. Get the ball, pass it sideways, play it to the man who can play.
That was my thing when I got tired in centre mid. It's like, right.
That's my whole game.
I just used to have my cousin up front and he was faster. Like, right, over the top now. You know what I'm saying? No more extravagant. Every time now, you get ready. Get that. You get ready to run. That's all I used to do every time. Whoop, whoop, whoop. When I got tired.
Sorry, I know we got sidetracked. It just reminded me of playing ball. That's all.
Do you know what the funniest thing is about Lampard? If you actually look at Lampard as a player, if someone tried to play Lampard week in, week out in a 4-3-3 in centre mid, his career wouldn't have worked out how it was.
He's bad.
But here's the thing. Every manager's realised that you have to find a way for him, innit? Mm-hmm. How can he not see that for these other players? How has he not been able to find a way? Because all your career, man have found a way for you. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
Because his ego is so large.
It's an ego thing.
Are you joking me?
Go on. Elaborate on it. Go on. I said, are you joking me?
Nah, you know what?
Go on, elaborate on the ego thing.
Chelsea thing as well. No, he would have an ego. All right,
he would have an ego, but
he's Mr. Chelsea.
Yeah,
he genuinely believed when he took this job, he was bulletproof because he was Mr. Chelsea through and through. He's super front Lampard.
I put it to you like this now.
Go on.
If we walk out of here now, and there's a big picture of you at the end of the hallway, a big picture of him over there, and a big picture of me over there. Yeah, and we're walking through like, yo, you know what I'm saying, Don? We'll be walking through like, yeah, all right.
And let's
you
not,
all right, mate? You all right?
Yeah. Saying so. And let's not forget Andre Villas-Boas, who was the player who went to Abramovich. There's an issue, Roman. Him, because he's got that relationship with him. Obviously, he felt he was bulletproof. His ego is another reason why he's in this position.
Because he was just trying to shoehorn in players. And me, that's criminal. Like, that's nothing to do with, like I always say, you wait for A license, B license. Play players in position. If you have I say this all the time. I think I said it last week and I say it constantly. If you have a right winger, play him on the right wing. If you have a number 10, play him as a 10. If you have an 8,
Yeah.
you have an 8, play a 6 as a 6.
Right.
Yes, you can change, etc., and things of that nature, and alter and adapt, but you should have your go-to. One thing about Ollie is we don't complain about him. It's only Pogba's the only one who we complain about him playing out of position. Everyone else pretty much plays in position. Might complain about McTominay playing, but he's playing as a 6.
But check this one out.
As an 8.
What does Ollie realise though in the past month or so, 2 months? I've got to start playing Pogba in a position. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I've got to stop shoehorning him. I've got to play him in his position. Lo and behold, you get the best out of him.
Yeah.
How has Lampard not even gone? Looked at us and gone. Because if he's really this confident as he is in himself, he should be looking at Ollie and going,
yo, big up Zayn in the chat also and that.
Is he not much better than me? That's what he should be saying.
That's what the thing is. This is why I've said this again last week again on a preview show. I mirror it. I look at them the same way I look at us. Do I think United's quality in the squad is better? Yes, but I still look at that squad and think you should be doing better.
There's a lot more that should.
Like if I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm having the exact same issues. I've spoke to Chelsea fans. Like I say, Lewis is a prime example. Me and him, remember when me and Lewis was doing the show and Lewis was complaining about Lampard and you jumped in halfway through the show and didn't know what he was talking about and thought, I thought he was talking about Ollie.
Bro, it was about 5 minutes.
You thought he was talking about Ollie.
Yeah.
And he's like, until he said Ziyech and Lampard, you're like, oh, to me, it's the same issue. Obviously, Ollie's doing well. He sorted it out. So I'm like, why Lampard's not looked at it and gone? To me, you just play, if they're fit, you play Pulisic one side, Ziyech one side, and then you pick from Abraham, Werner, Giroud. You play Havertz or Mount, to me. Unless you're playing a lesser side, then you can play them two as 8s and maybe a Kante or maybe a Jorginho.
I don't think Ziyech is a winger in the Premier League.
No, I'm not saying Ziyech.
I'm just saying, but he's not like.
Oh, Ziyech. To me, he looks best, but go on.
No, for me, I think he looks more like a number 10. He looks more like a creator. He's not. He's not gonna for the type of football they want to play. If you look at if he's playing either Abraham or Thingy, I'm more likely gonna play Pulisic and what's his name? Hudson-Odoi. If I'm playing Ziyech, I'd more likely play Werner because he looks like Ziyech looks more like
down the channel.
Down the channel. Do you get what I'm saying? Through balls, through the heart.
That comes back to a style and the way you're playing. Because to me, a front three, I keep saying this, Ziyech one side, Pulisic and Giroud up top, it's a quality front three. And then you're supplying that with, say, Havertz, say you're playing a lesser side, Havertz, Mount, and say Jorginho, Kovacic. You look at the options, look at the names I'm listing.
No, but he tried that the other day, didn't you see it?
Against
played Havertz. Who did he play? He played Havertz and Mount.
Yeah.
And then one defensive midfielder.
He was against?
I can't remember.
I did watch him against.
Was in the cup?
Yeah, it was the cup game.
And
But then he played Werner. Did Abraham start? Who did he play? Werner.
Abraham.
He played Werner and Abraham, did he?
Yeah,
did
Werner on the left, Abraham.
See, that's where it falls down. And then that's when it comes. When you're playing, one thing about having a system is if you have a system, this is why it's so important. You can afford to have 2 or 3 players out of position because at least they know the role. They might not do the role to the quality of the players in front of them, but play players in position. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go on. This Werner on the left stuff in a team out of form with no system.
I'm about to tell
and
you
have, sorry to cut you off, you have Callum Hudson-Odoi, Ziyech and Pulisic all can play on the left.
And I'm about to tell you why.
Wild.
So you two just made the point, yeah? Ollie, Frank, similar, yeah? What's the big difference between them?
Go on, you and these brain teasers.
No, it's his ego. Because what's the one? What's the one thing that you throw at Ollie? He's happy to be there, which means he will do anything to make sure he succeeds in that job. Lampard, on the other hand, that's his home.
I think
he went in there.
You know what? In that sense, I thought he would have more time. No, I thought that's the only thing is he thought, which makes sense. I think everybody
because of the relationship.
So
you look at it, and then you look at the ridiculous decisions that he makes in the game because it's his ego. I've criticised Pep for the exact same thing for not making changes just because you know that just to save face. It makes sense, but he won't do it because his ego gets involved. And you look at Werner playing on the left. He is determined to make that work because his ego is telling him this will work, and I'm going to look the greatest here, and I'm going to succeed at Chelsea. It's his ego.
That is wild.
But then you look at him as a manager. 2 big points. His argument with Bielsa.
What were they arguing about again? I forgot because I thought he was going to go to the Klopp one. What were they arguing about?
No.
You're talking about
on to that.
Oh, you're talking about the one at Derby.
Yeah, at Derby.
Right,
so you argue with Bielsa, who is lauded as this. He birthed Pep style.
Yeah. And then Pep.
Pochettino.
Yeah.
Like, they've come from the school of Bielsa, right? So then there's that. And then you come up to the Premier League and then you argue with Klopp. That's your highlight as a Chelsea manager, to tell Klopp to sit down and be quiet. Like, what we're doing here? Because his ego tells him that as a manager, I can compete with these guys. I can tell him to shut up. No. There's a reason why Fergie would pick his fights.
Yeah, because you have to pick your fights.
No. Not just that. He could do, because he earned that stature to pick his fights. We're talking about the greatest manager of all time here. I'm a Liverpool, the greatest manager of all time. He can pick his fights with whoever he wants. He's earned the right to. He's earned the respect of all his peers. Lampard hasn't. Lampard hasn't earned the respect of all his managers.
And that's the problem with him. I don't think he had the respect of the managers. I don't think he had the respect of the players.
And like you said, it's earned because you can't buy that. I think
exactly.
you tweet out, say something like that. I think you put up a post saying that, and this is non-football, about respect is more, saying about respect being more important than money. We was talking about it, yeah.
And I'm saying respect, and I'll tell this to you all. Respect is the original currency. Because with respect, I can make you do something for me, which I couldn't with money. Yeah,
you couldn't pay me to do it, but I respect you're gonna do certain things.
So you'll do it.
Yeah.
Or you would respect me enough to do something for me.
Oh yeah,
someone else will come to you and ask you to do the same thing for money, and you might, depending on that person, you'd say no.
Probably not, depending on your moral compass. Yes,
and that's what it is. Respect, and that's one major thing in football what people don't understand or overlook. You can spend as much money as you want, but like I said, when you walk in that, your manager has to, like, the respect has to be the first thing. When you first see your new manager, I think you have to get excited. I think if you're not excited by your new manager, from the get-go, it's done.
And I think if you don't get excited, then I think a manager can grow on you. So if he sits you down, he talks to you, and you can be like, you can explain, like, all right, this is my idea for the team. This is the formation and style I'm looking to play. This is how I'm looking to fit you in. You're going to be a first team, or you're going to be off the bench. Squad, you're going to play later. Man management type of thing. One thing Ollie, like I said, is brilliant at Manchester United. Is them players love him. Yes. Might have his deficiencies, but the players love him.
Why though? Yeah. But why though?
Because of the respect of what he's done.
No, yeah, but not just that. Because he's learned it from watching the greatest manager of all time, who was the greatest man manager you will see in football.
Yeah, he
so obviously he's going to pick up certain stuff like that. You look at Lampard, on the other hand, like I said, it is so bit off topic. Why does Mourinho keep getting jobs? Because he's respected as a manager.
And again, just back to your point, because what you just stated there, the thing is, Lampard's been under Mourinho again, who in his prime, who you played under, was one of the greatest man managers of all time. But man had players running through brick walls. When I seen this guy had Eto at left back, I was like, yeah, this is this different.
But because his ego tells him that he can do it differently, he's then gone left with it. And now look at him. It's completely backfired. You know, his ego wouldn't let him accept a job in Scotland. His ego wouldn't tell him to deny the Chelsea job because I'm not ready. That's his ego.
Yo, big old Big Sol in the building as well, running out and that, innit? Boss man and that.
You know what? Someone even put it up there with Lampard get another job in England.
Oh yeah, I was going to get onto that, but this has just been a great topic that we just go in.
I don't think he would. Not for now.
Nothing. The only reason why I think he would, simply because of the name only. Literally because of the name.
No, you know what? Not of a certain quality. You get like a West Ham.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying, does he go to the top of the tree?
You get West Ham.
Does he? Yeah. Does he go to the top of the tree? Absolutely not. Will someone else give him a job? Yes, because I've said this before. Football seems to be the only profession I can think of where you can fail consistently and still get work.
Yeah, but
you can fail consistently and still get work. If you look at adequate work, if you look at, say, someone like how many times has Tony Pulis left or been sacked?
Or relegated.
I don't think he's ever been relegated.
Is he the one who's
he's one of them who's been relegated. He continues to get work.
Every season, he's in the dog.
He's got
because he's got them out of relegation, but then when it comes to taking that next step as a manager, he can't do it.
So that's my point. Even if you look at, say, obviously we was going through old school managers on one show with Rants and Aaron, and people were talking about old school managers, and we was dying, but they're all in that ilk. If you look at going back a few years, your Ian Dowie's constantly got jobs. Moyes will constantly, obviously he was at Everton at United. Even if he got sacked by West Ham, if they were in a relegation, he would get a job somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the only profession where you can consistently fail or prove you're not good enough to go to the next level, and people will still bring you in. In no other profession does that happen.
No, exactly.
If us three here failed at Pi, failed at another radio station, we're done.
Yeah.
Nobody is hiring us again. We're not going on no other radio stations. Here, just hearing another one. If we failed here and then failed somewhere else, another radio station is going to look and be like, right, they failed there. You're done.
What happened there? You know,
same way. What happened there? Same way as an artist. If a label signs you and you fail, and then another label signs you and you fail, you probably won't get another big label deal. You probably have to go independent and do it yourself. But football don't work like that. That's why I believe Lampard will get another job. I don't think there's a manager managing in the Premier League who doesn't get another job if he gets sacked. Ollie probably, if he was sacked, gets another job somewhere.
No, I think off the back of this.
Yes, he gets one. That's what I'm
now,
saying. All you need is a little bit of success. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you look at, say,
there'll be certain teams who be like, you got that United team to first. Even if we don't win it, you got that United team to first.
Even if you look at Sheffield United doing bad, Chris Wilder will get another job.
Yeah,
because they get relegated,
because what he proved in the first season.
Eddie Howe, he's not at Bournemouth no more. I'm correct in saying that, isn't it? But his name, they've shown something as managers. Lampard shown nothing as a manager before he got the Chelsea job. How many times am I going to have to repeat myself?
It's the big club bias. That's the big club thing. Because honestly, it is. Because if you really think about it, if he's not a Chelsea legend with his managerial CV, he doesn't get it. Ollie doesn't get the United one. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's true.
Arteta doesn't get the Arsenal one if he's not been at Arsenal. I don't think he does. I think Arteta being at Arsenal gets him the Arsenal. Otherwise, then why don't they get?
Because it seems that boards are lazier when it comes to identifying new managers.
It seems to be terrible.
They're lazy. They're like, all right, but you know why they go? Because we live in such a reactionary world and a reactionary social media world. The reason why they do it is because it buys you time. There's still people now who are Lampard in. Even though he's been sacked, there's people who are Lampard in. The reason why people are backing Arteta at Arsenal, some of them, not all of them, is simply because he played for them. The reason why we know this as United fans, the reason why some people have backed Ollie to the hill is simply because of what he did for us as a player. So it gives the board time. It gets the heat off them. Whereas if you're a foreign manager, you're not getting that time.
Yeah,
if Ollie's not a Manchester United legend, he's not in the job.
And this relates to this point as well. Lampard doesn't get the time from the Chelsea players such as a Kovacic because
he's not Mr. Chelsea.
What's a Lampard to a Kovacic?
Yeah,
do you get what I mean? And that's not a disrespect.
Yeah, and it doesn't carry the same weight.
It doesn't carry the weight to a Kante. Don't carry the weight to Mount. Oh my God! Do you know what I'm saying? Puts in the door, dead. Yo, oh my God! You know what I'm saying? Abraham and that. You have to think these men were in the Chelsea academy, probably like 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds. Frankie Lampard's banging in goals. Oh my God, did you see Lampard last night? Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's how mad it is. I've said this. A lot of foreign players, check this, a lot of foreign players don't buy into the hype of the English players.
Yeah, because the reason why they won't buy into it is only some will, because you're not grown up with it. Same way if it's an English player going to Spain, you might not buy into a Spanish legend. You know what I'm saying? It's the same type of thing. Like the same way we'll respect legends in Spain and legends in Italy, but it won't be the same as people as our club. This is why I respect Ollie because of what he's did.
You know what it is? I wouldn't expect a Ross Barkley to like go and get managed by a Guti and be like,
oh my God.
Do you know what I'm saying?
He'll respect him as a player, but it's not the same as if it's someone who's come through Real Madrid.
Yes,
like I'd respect, obviously we fans, we respect Guti, but our respect of Guti isn't the same as a Real Madrid's fan respect of Guti.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But more to the point, when you really deep it and you really look at it, is if this is a Paul Scholes who's in Lampard's position and a Kovacic he's listening to Paul Scholes.
Yeah, because I think certain people break the rule simply because Scholes broke the mold because he did get respect from
but not even
everyone.
That. Respected abroad, and that's the point I'm trying to make, because
Gerrard respected abroad as well.
And that goes on to my next point, because they've won Champions League, they've seen big games when they were growing up. It's Lampard didn't have that. Yes, he did it domestically, which is why you might be able to get away with a Mount and Abraham. When you've got an Olivier Giroud, when you've got a Kovacic, when you've got a Kante, when you've got these kind of players, it's a different conversation. That's why I mentioned Dan and Lampard.
Giroud in his head could arguably say, I'm as successful as you as a player.
More successful.
Because Giroud's won a World Cup, he's won a Europa League. I don't think he's won a Premier League, has he? He's won an FA Cup though. What else has he won? I know he's won stuff.
He won a French league with Montpellier, mate.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. That's
top
mad.
goal scorer.
That's mad.
But he broke the mold. Remember when it was just Leon every year for like Leon for like 10 years. Giroud smashed that mold. Do you get what I'm saying?
But this is what I mean. It's he thought he was genuinely going to be able, he was going to get given time because of his relationship with, and he probably got too comfortable, and that's why it caused issues.
Ooh, you know what? That can happen. That's a stroke of card and triggered me within just not in football, just people just getting too comfortable in relationships in general with you and friendships and business situations.
number one, his relationship with Abramovich would have clouded his judgment on how long he would have got.
Yeah.
And also the fact of Abramovich not being in England. But
true.
obviously, you see this woman who he's fell out with.
Yeah.
She's Russian.
So she's Abramovich.
She's his right-hand woman.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Like
so
nice.
More time when he's thinking Abramovich ain't here. Abramovich is there.
Yeah. That's his eyes and ears.
Yes.
Yeah, because every decision
is going right back to him.
Exactly.
And because it's a woman, it's going back to him with a little spice on top. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? And the way he looks at me, do you get what I'm saying? I told him don't buy that player. And then he looked at me in this way. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about love for women, but you're bang spot on. You know, she put that spice on it. She put that extra on it. You know what I'm saying? And she put that little.
You know what I'm saying? Didn't need it. But
the way he said it to me.
I'm saying? Yeah.
And then he slammed the door.
Yeah, and then he slammed the door.
No.
His attitude, he walked off. Turned his back on me when I was speaking.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Because you can't imagine it. So, for example, the Declan Rice situation, yeah. So it's like she's obviously in the meeting and it's like, I want Declan Rice.
What happened, John?
So obviously, if you're Abramovich sat there, right, and you're listening to what happened with this whole transfer meeting, she's like, well, this is what happened.
Yeah.
I told him he's got Kante, you don't need it. And he turned around and went, I want Declan Rice. The way that she says it, will hold a different weight. Do you know what I mean?
This next one, what I'm about to say, I think this may have been really, if this is true, I think this may have been a really big factor in him getting the sack. Oh yeah, he sends Tomori out on loan. I want James Tarkowski. If that's true, bro. if that's true, that's criminal. Because Tomori, for me, is arguably possibly the next big English centre-back.
I'm playing him next to Thiago Silva.
Yes,
that's just me though.
What did you say? Stro said that. That's the perfect person for Tomori to learn from.
It's somebody who's won everything, literally.
And look at Tomori last season. All right then. Abraham was very good last season. Mount was good. Tomori was better than them all.
Yeah,
because he's a centre-back. He's not going to get the same hype.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying?
I remember everyone was hyping him up. He scored the banger against Wolves. He was playing well. That was a banger. They beat Wolves 5-2. So it's kind of like, why would you not?
That's a better goal than Abraham scored all last season.
Yeah, and it's like, why would you? And I'm looking at it, it's like, why would you play again? Similar to the playing Abraham over Giroud and Werner. Why would you play Zuma or Christensen?
Did you know what the AC Milan manager said?
What did he say? Go on.
The AC Milan manager said he's an excellent player. I'm surprised we've got him. He's got pace. He's got technical ability.
Yeah, he's got everything he needs.
Man listed everything off, and then I sat there and I thought, so you've just got in a player of that ilk, and he's what, 20 something?
To me,
he's not early 20s, and it's like, yeah, that's an excellent transfer for AC Milan.
It is, because they will pair him next to an old school Italian centre back who will complement him perfectly.
He's going to teach every time he wants to football club.
Maldini's there.
Exactly.
And Maldini gave him a stamp of approval as well.
Exactly.
Maldini said quality, and like I don't hear Maldini say much. So if Maldini tells me someone's a good defender, I believe it.
So
without seeing him.
I know Nesta and all them are banging about there somewhere. They're about. Might not even be employed. They're just there watching. Oh, tomorrow, just do this. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine did it.
Just
Maldini could literally call up Nesta and be like, just have a chat with him.
Just come watch. I've got this kid here. Just come watch him for a bit. You get what I'm saying, no?
And he has all the physical attributes, so it's kind of like he can learn positional sense and stuff like that.
And when you'll see the press conference and you'll see the manager, and the manager's like, he's feeling it. He's like, yeah, we got him in. He's an amazing player. Like it's almost like the manager's thinking, how have I got this guy in on loan?
Yeah.
Because I'll put it to you like this: if they were asked to buy him, he's 40 million starting, isn't it? Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
Well, is he
right
English?
now,
Is English his nationality tomorrow? Okay.
Yeah, now, Frank Lampard is loved in Milan. Yeah. They've seen this news that manager's like, oh, I'm so glad we got him in before it.
Do you get what I'm
saying?
Because
it's a joke of a transfer.
Man wants Tarkowski.
You know.
Come on, man.
And Declan Rice.
Like, look, one thing as well. No, like, I'm not trying to slander him, but he's not. I don't think Tarkowski is as good as Tomori.
Yeah, I'm taking Tomori over Tarkowski now.
And then if you look at the right, so here's where they're probably thinking, nah, I've got to get rid of you. You're just going to waste my money. So man, I'm saying, right, I've got Kante.
You're going to waste
you're going to waste my money. I've got Kante right now, arguably, you know, before you come, he was the best.
Yeah.
This is what man, I'm going to
exactly.
So before you come, this guy's the best DM in the world. He's gone out of form. You now want to buy this English kid for £80 million. That's what figures are being bandied about.
It's wild.
Just for that alone, he deserves sacking.
And then you go on to that, and then the Tarkowski again. So it's like, what, you want to get rid of Tomori and bring in Tarkowski?
That makes no sense to me.
So then again, it's like, whoa, your player. See, that might ring alarm bells in the head. You know, it's like your player judgment's off.
Yeah, because
that's why we're in this predicament.
Yeah, and that's where I was going to go. I'm literally trying to find the statement that Chelsea put out because one of the statements was absolutely damning.
Because so they say defenses win your titles, right? Look at some great partnerships in the past, right? Vidic, Ferdinand.
Yeah.
One had bag full of pace, other one didn't, but they complemented each other.
Yeah.
Look at Van Dijk and Gomez. Both can do everything. Both have got pace, both have got power, but they complemented each other because they're two different kind of defenders. So you're going to sit Tarkowski, who's got no pace. Thiago Silva, who's got no pace.
Do you know what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying, bro? How mad is that?
That is mad, you know.
In the quickest league in the world,
who's got no pace next to Thiago Silva, who's 36 or whatever with no pace.
And I'll say as well, Chilwell's not the fastest.
Yeah,
and you're going to pay about 50 million for him, and then you go from the quickest defensive midfielder in football to a Declan Rice who's also got no pace.
So you're just really just taking all the pace out of the side.
Where are we going with this team?
Have you not seen that thing? You know what it is as well? Have you not seen that video? What was doing the rounds of him in talking to them in training?
Lampard, now I'm not seeing it. What's his video going?
Terrible. He's basically there was no talk of tactics.
Yeah, and not genuinely, and from obviously because I broke it when I found out that he was getting sacked this morning before it went everywhere. One of the reasons I was told is because you should see the state of the training.
It's a bad training.
It's just possession. There's no tactics. It's just get it out.
Somebody said that actually that it was the players came out. Well, somebody's came out and said there was a lack of tactical instruction. That was a big issue.
So why are you not seeing Azpilicueta?
Yeah, that's true. I don't get why he didn't utilize someone like Azpilicueta to me.
Why though?
Because Azpilicueta, again, he's Chelsea captain. He's experienced, and he's gonna question him.
So why? Yeah,
he's gonna question him.
So he can play a Reece James, and he can talk to a Reece James.
But Azpilicueta is gonna do what Azpilicueta does.
And Azpilicueta is gonna turn around and say, "No, I don't think that should be done."
Yeah, he's gonna question it.
You know what the maddest is? Azpilicueta can play centre back as well.
In a free, I've said this. Why they don't play a back three?
He's playing it too. He's that experienced now. He'll be able to do that. Him next to a Silva. Do you understand what I'm saying? So here's
they could get away with it.
If you're looking at Tarkowski's and this type of man,
Azpilicueta is definitely a better fit.
Do you get what I'm saying? If you're looking at these type of man,
I don't get why they just don't play a back three. Because the thing is, Azpilicueta played in a back three and won a league title.
There you go, a back three. Then you can play your two.
And then you play your two centre forwards. I said this: Reece James is a wing back, Chilwell is a wing back. You got Alonso there, who's also a wing back. Then
Emerson.
You put Thiago Silva in the middle of it. Yeah. You play Azpilicueta one side. You play Tomori the other side.
Yeah.
You then play a Kante holding. You then play someone.
Then you could easily play if you really want Havertz
and then you can play Havertz in the 10.
Yeah.
And then you can play. It's simple.
It's simple.
But his ego wouldn't let him.
We figured this out, and I'm not the brightest bulb in the box. I figured out. I've said that about them. I'm like, why don't they just play a back three?
You know what it is though?
Play up. You have all the players.
I honestly think. He's got that job because people want to create the next big English manager. That's a big part of it as well.
Okay.
People want. Imagine I make the next. Who's the next? The next of who? There's not been a great English manager in my lifetime. I'll put it out there.
That's the point.
I'll put it out there. The greatest English manager is either Big Sam or his uncle, Harry Redknapp. That's the
Harry Redknapp.
Probably maybe Bobby Robson.
Bobby Robson.
Yeah,
maybe Bobby. So
I'd say, you know, like Bobby Robson's greatness wasn't really in our time. Maybe
that's the point. It wasn't in our time.
With Newcastle, I'm thinking. Maybe he finished fourth.
Barcelona.
I'd say the Barcelona. That's that Ronaldo era.
Yeah.
I forgot. You know what it is that he managed over there. Yeah. That's a little bit before us.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So for our generation, you won't respect that. Do you know what I mean? And then that's another phenomenal point because when you look at it. We've not got great English managers. We've got Gareth Southgate.
We do now. You have a point. So I'm just going to read this out because this was the Chelsea statement. So it said, this has been a very difficult decision and not one the owner and the board have taken lightly. We are grateful to Frank for what he has achieved in his time as head coach of the club. However, recent results and performances have not met the club's expectations, leaving the club's mid-table without any clear path leaving the club mid-table without any clear path to sustained improvement. There can never be a good time to part ways with a club legend such as Frank, but after lengthy deliberation and consideration, it was decided a change is needed now to give the club time to improve performances and results this season. So yeah, without going, what stood out to me, and Aaron Crow tweeted this, leaving the club's expectations, leaving the club mid-table without any clear path to sustained improvement.
You see what that is? Deep. So I'll translate that to you. I'll translate that to you.
Go on, and then we're going to touch on Tuchel.
Of expectations. Yeah. That's them saying, I've gave you 300 and something million, and we're mid-table. What can you do about it?
Yeah. And it was interesting to get him out of it.
To me, they've clearly thought that for a while.
Yeah, well,
they thought that for. I think honestly, I'm telling you, if this is no Corona, Abramovich is there.
Yeah.
Because what you have to understand, Abramovich is having to watch these matches on telly.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he sat in his director box
at the bridge,
and he's watching that,
and he's a football man.
Yeah, he's watching that week in, week out. Lampard's gone before Christmas. Yeah. Lampard's gone about November, mate.
And more to the point,
that being said, 6 weeks ago they were top of the league. Yeah, that's the crazy part. Go on.
Context. It's key. So no sustained path of improvement.
That's what a statement that is. That's a damning statement.
Bad, you know.
But deep it. Let's go a level
with
deeper.
The players what he's got. So they're saying you can't even turn their man around.
And the thing is, in the league, you're not even that far behind.
No. But that's the point I was about to make. It's deeper than that.
Yeah.
It goes both ways, not just in terms of points and improvement, in terms of players. Getting players out of the mud that are stuck in the mud at the minute and returning investment. Exactly what JV talked about right at the beginning of the show is he's now looking at Havertz and thinking, I've just lost a bag full of money here because he's not the manager that's going to get them back to where they are.
Like even if, all right then, the only way you lose on that investment is if these men deliver your titles. Do you get what I'm saying? So you're willing to lose out on the resale value if you man provide me with titles.
Yeah, provide me with trophies.
Because I will get money in other avenues.
You get where I'm coming from. But how it's looking at the moment, there's no trophies coming anytime soon. So now I've got to take a loss in order to get the best out of my investment. So the investment what he initially made in making Lampard the manager is the more viable investment to get rid of. Because, like I said, he can cancel Lampard's contract and have him... if he can't, Lampard's not going to be on a Mourinho contract where he's getting paid however something million. He's probably had to part with a little 10 million.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Saying.
So 10 million loss over 130 million loss. Yes. What's a businessman taking every day of the week?
Taking the 10 million.
And I'm not even counting in the other players because I don't think there's money to be made on those other players. You know what I mean?
I still think there can be success there, but there's no big resale value.
Yeah, so it's like Mendy. Who's going to buy Mendy for what you bought him for?
What did he sign him for? What was
like 20 million? You be getting 20 million for Mendy now. Not even Everton would do that. And look at who they've got in there.
Yeah, jeez, this guy with the Pickford shot. You know, when he
goes
back with the pick, I love it. I love it.
If you really look at like I said, the Thiago Silva wages, dead money. Like if you don't get anything out of that now, because he will be on a free agent, he will be on about 350,000 a week at Chelsea. He will be on at least 200, 250 upwards. I have no doubts. The higher amount, I think, because of what he'll be able to command and the fact you've not had to pay him a transfer fee. Do you get what I mean? So if you really look at it, a lot of what has been spent now is looking at losses. He's the quickest loss because he's thinking, right, I'll lose 10 mil, give another manager 10 mil. I've spent 20. I've still, you know what I'm saying? I'm still better off than losing all these players.
And then the thing is, that new manager could then add value to get the best out, which I think you definitely can.
Because like I said, Abramovich is the football man. You've seen Werner in his prime, in unbelievable form, who's confident, scoring penalties in Champions Leagues. Yeah. You just see him miss a penalty against Luton because he's out of confidence. This man cannot hit a barn door.
You know what the man's thing is as well, when you're really deep to Havertz, sorry that it only played.
Was it the one season at Leverkusen he had pretty much? I'm not sure.
It's not
because I don't know. Man,
one season
my knowledge
as
of German football is
a
good.
nailed on starter.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you pay 70 mil for that? Like, if you really deep that's bad business. I wouldn't pay 70 mil. All right then, if he's a Rooney stature, and he's a man,
he's a generational talent. You look at like this is going to be the guy to transform the team.
I'm not even talking talent-wise at this point. I'm talking stature.
Okay,
he's a man. To me, Havertz. I look at Havertz. Havertz could have easily just came through Chelsea's academy.
So
if I'm not watching, if I don't know that this is that 70 million man, then I see a cup game. I'm thinking, yo, you're blood in
blood in youth.
You know what I'm saying? He looks like that. He's wiry. He's not ready for the men's game yet. So why would you spend 70 mil on someone who isn't actually ready to make the impact that you've paid the money for?
And that's the point. And this is my point on it. 70 million, I don't have an issue with if it's Bayern Munich that are buying him for 70 million.
Okay.
Because, one, because he's got time. Two, because he's staying in Germany.
Yeah.
Where he's comfortable. He's in a league that he knows. When you're buying a kid that age, who's never played in the Premier League before, who's had one wonderful season, but hasn't got the bag full of experience that you need, he's then having to move from Germany, different kind of food, different kind of environment, different kind of weather, to London. Where's his family? How do you know that he's going to settle in off the ground? How do you know that he's going to take to the food, he's going to take to the culture, he's going to take to the environment that he's now living in? That's a big gamble. So like I said, if it was Bayern that did that, I wouldn't bat an eyelid because he's still in Germany. It's the fact that he's moved to England and you're paying 70 million for him. That is the biggest risk of money like I've ever seen in a transfer. Like even Andy Carroll for 35 million at the time was a joke, but he was still staying in England.
He knew the English game.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't have to adapt, like you said, to a whole new culture and a whole new country.
You're expecting someone to adapt and check this. You're expecting someone to adapt and deliver at the same time.
Who's still learning as a young player.
And he's about 9 stone.
And on top of that as well, you're not even giving this guy. And on top of that as well, you're not even giving him the best possible platform to succeed. You're not even giving him a system around him. You're not even playing him in his correct position.
So
and then you're playing other players
everything against him.
If you pay that amount of money, that system is tailored to that player specifically. That's common sense
to me.
Yeah.
If I spend big on, if I spend surely it's like if you, I don't know. Let me come back with this analogy. Hopefully this makes sense. But it's like, I don't know. You're redecorating your living room and you buy this big couch. You're gonna redecorate. And move all the stuff around the couch. You're gonna the couch is gonna go here. Yeah. This is where the TV is gonna go, and everything around that. You're not gonna put everything there.
Man's bought hella furniture. Man's bought hella other furniture, and now he's trying to squeeze the couch in. The couch is blocking the.
I didn't know if he was gonna
the couch is blocking the door.
Yeah, so you got to squeeze out now.
You got to squeeze out. And there's nowhere to put the TV. You can only see half the TV. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like I know I was trying to make it work, but yeah, it's kind of like that. But moving on, because we spoke on Lampard, the successor, Thomas Tuchel. It's looking like Stro told me it's confirmed. Is it actually confirmed?
Yeah, it's confirmed. It's been announced.
I'm going to touch on this. I tweeted on it pretty much.
I hope he fails.
I don't. But the thing is, I said as a United fan, I'm happy they got Tuchel because I don't understand the hype around this man. Even when he was linked with the Manchester United job, I don't understand. What has he done? He's not done anything tactically. His team don't play great football from what I've seen. He's not won any major trophies. Yeah, he's won the French league.
Yeah.
But
I will tell you what Tuchel's done as a manager. He succeeded Klopp and failed.
Do you know what I think it is as well? Do you know what I think I honestly think this is, and I said this before on Saeed's show, shout out Saeed and all.
Yeah, man, make sure you subscribe to United Central.
Yeah, make sure you.
I think this is you're available and you're German.
It's literally that's it.
You fit the criteria. Available, you're German, get the best out of my investment. Tuchel is not going to be the Chelsea manager in 3 years' time.
Nope, which is why...
I don't even know if he'll be in 2 years' time.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
There's multiple reports of his contract length. Some of them are saying 4 years, but some of them are saying 2 years.
2 years,
18 months to 2 years.
Makes sense. Imagine. 2 years and then there'll be a clause if you want to extend it. I don't get
the hype.
He's not a Chelsea manager.
Yeah, you reckon he's just a short-term fix to get the best out of the 2 German players?
Yes, because it's the biggest money that they've spent.
Yeah. Big part of, don't get me wrong, he's been at PSG and he's handled the Neymar and Mbappe quite well. I'm not saying tactically or anything, I'm saying in terms of personality.
Yeah, there's been no issues there that's come out on a major one. Yeah.
No, see, this might even be a, what you call it? This might even be a thingy from Thiago Silva recommendation. Get him.
Oh yeah, that's a fair point. I forgot that Thiago Silva was there when he's
and Thiago Silva's playing good football under him, but more to the point, touching on the 2 biggest investments of the summer is now there's a comfortability. They can go to him and speak in German and they can feel comfortable.
Yeah. And they know, Havertz now knows.
Still talking 10. Like a manager, I didn't even look at that.
Havertz now is thinking, knows I'm playing 10.
Yeah.
Mount is quaking in his boots. Do you know what I'm saying? Werner's like, man's centre forward again. Or man's going to play in a system where I know I'm going to be able to. Do you know what I'm saying?
And it's just the little things. Sorry to interrupt. It's just the little things like on the training pitch. they'll miss something. He'll put his arm around him. He'll say something to him in German, and they feel better instantly. Confidence then just starts to build.
Also, do you know, like when we were saying with these other foreign players who are not responding to Lampard, one thing Tuchel will have, which most managers have, European managers, bilingual.
Yeah.
So if he needs to run something by Jorginho, or even if he wants to run a joke by him, tell him a bit quicker, but you know what I mean? Tell it in Italian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A Spanish man is going a bit too hectic. Just tell him tranquilo. You know what I'm saying? Chill out. You know what I'm saying? You know them type of things. It works.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying? So there'll be a bit more relatability, but in terms of ability, I don't know what the hype is.
Yeah, I don't get it because even shout out Peter Wild, this is flawless. You're judging him strictly on the last 12 months at PSG. He's decent with 12 months. I mean, he's decent with young players. Yeah, he might be decent with young players.
No. What I'm saying with young players, but that ain't enough.
But he's decent with young players in League One.
Yeah, but this is my whole point if where Chelsea are trying to go, because we know what Abramovich is trying to do. He's trying to get back to being in the title race, win Premier League titles, win Champions Leagues. To me, I don't look at Tuchel and go, that's the guy. Now, if they go and get, someone mentioned Poch, obviously he's at PSG. Supposedly they wanted him. How true that is, I don't know. But Poch, I'm like, all right, that's someone who can do that. If you go get an Allegri, to me, that's someone who could do that. If you try and go and get Ancelotti back, makes sense. If you get Hiddink again to do an interim manager job, it makes sense.
Give it him.
If you go and get a Nangelsmann in a couple of years,
makes more sense. I just don't. So with me, Tuchel's just one of them, innit? And he's in that man. And I was talking about this before the show. He's in that bracket of me where people hype this guy up and I don't see it. Declan Rice is in that bracket. I say this. Gabriel Jesus at City is in this. Memphis Depay at Lyon. I just don't see it. Richarlison, like they're just four players.
I think he's a stopgap manager.
Yeah, I don't. He's a stepping stone.
Don't get me wrong. He could come in and prove us all wrong, and then he might get some time. But I think right now he's a stopgap.
He's like, get me to the end of the season and get me top four.
Get me to the end of the season. We'll talk.
Yeah, because they even have to have the top four. That's the mad thing.
Because you know what it is. As much as here's what I'll put to you. As much as we're saying, what does he do? He's still more experienced than Lampard.
Oh yeah, that's
exactly.
He still has more.
He has just been to a Champions League. He has just been to a Champions League final.
And you've just touched it. You've hit the nail on the head. The fact that he was managed to deal with the ego of Neymar and have no issues tells you everything you need to know with him as a manager. He's a good man manager, and given Havertz and Werner in the position that they're in, they're going to need man management to coach them through. Specifically, Havertz, who's young.
I know I might have bust a joke about Mount, but someone like a Mount might thrive under
a Tuchel.
Same way, not saying exactly the same, but you know how Foden seems to have thrived under Pep. Sometimes the different teachings and all of that, it goes a long way. It's like if you look at like when PK came to us, I feel like that was almost just like training to tough him up. He was always going to go back. Do you know what I mean? Even a bit of the same with Fabregas. It was just to toughen them up. They're always going to go back. So it's kind of like the European managers.
In the comments. Salute to everybody in the comments as well.
Salute.
We'll go through them in a minute. The European managers know that if they get a good English player, he's already going to have the core, tackling this and that. I can build upon that if he's got that abilities. Someone like Mount might benefit from that European mindset from a manager because we all know it's a different. Once you get into that German, Italian, Spanish, it's a different type of management. Dutch, they have different ways, things about them, especially with the German.
Yeah,
very
different philosophies.
Philosophies, ideas, ideals. You know what I mean? Someone like a Mount, because I think Mount is actually he's quite a technical player, but I just don't think
I think he's good technically.
He's good technically. You get what I mean? Do you know what the funniest thing is? He actually does remind me a little bit of a Lampard in certain ways.
Why Lampard drew. Lampard probably sees a lot of himself in play.
I don't think Mount's the best passer.
Yeah,
I think he's more movement and
a good strike.
Which is what Lampard was known for.
Yeah,
anticipation of situations, arriving late in the box. Because I've noticed the last few games, as soon as Mount has a chance, he shoots. Yeah. And I feel like he's been told that. So I don't know. Someone like a Tuchel might be able to bring the other side out of his game. Do you know what I mean? Because one thing with that PSG side, he had his varieties and his Paredes. Yeah, you know what I mean? His Di Maria who would drop into the middle sometimes. But it goes the same way for his defensive midfielders because he also liked Herrera, Gay, who he got from Everton. You know what I mean?
What happened to him actually? I rated him highly.
Who that guy?
Yeah,
he's still
yeah.
there.
He's
He's,
still
he's,
there.
he's had a bit of injuries.
He's
What's
had a
going
few
on?
injuries.
Oh,
had-
right.
he's
'Cause
been
he looked
quite
like
injury
he looked like a player at
Yeah,
Everton.
his first season there, he did very well.
Okay.
First season, I think he got a bad injury.
Okay. But I'm looking here at Chelsea. Obviously, they're sat in ninth, but they are only 5 points off
You know
top
what we
four.
need to do for them?
So they're not far off.
Fixtures. We need to do
Oh,
their
yeah, yeah.
fixtures.
And
Great,
more
let's
to the
go.
point, the games that they played and the games and
Here
the
we go.
teams.
So fixtures, they've got Wolves at home on Wednesday. Then they
Tough
play,
game.
then they got Burnley at home. But you say Wolves ain't doing too good, so it's like, all right, that's one. If you want to play someone at this moment in time, Wolves would be in there simply just because of their form. Wolves haven't been the best this season. Then you got Burnley at home. Then you got the big one, Spurs away. Then you got Sheffield United away.
Think he'll be loving that.
And then you got Newcastle at home.
you know
so
who-
they're their 5 Premier League fixtures. I'm looking at that. If I'm a manager, I like that. I like that.
It's not bad. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it
We
could have
know
been a
how
lot
the Prem-
worse.
The
Yeah.
Prem can be
The
sometimes.
Prem can absolutely set you up. If you look at,
Yeah.
okay, Spurs, Chelsea, big game. Minus that, Wolves at home. I'm
fancy
expecting
yourself.
myself to
Yeah.
win. Right? Burnley at home.
Yeah.
Sheffield United
yeah.
away.
Newcastle, yeah.
Newcastle at
I'd
home.
even argue Southampton, they're doing good
Yeah.
this season, but I'd argue, yeah.
Southampton away. And then obviously you got
I'd
Barnsley in the
fancy
FA Cup 5th round and the 10th also. So that could
that, I'd say one thing
Good
though.
stuff.
That fixture there, that Champions League fixture,
be.
that's
Or
frightening.
Atletico Madrid. Yes, that's when things get
absolutely
interesting.
frightening because
said
I
it
tell
could-
you right now, if Atletico Madrid are flying this season,
Yes.
that you know what they've done? Just a quick note on them. They've added what they've been missing for a while.
Go on.
Atletico Madrid. It's a bit of a throwback to when they had the David Villa up front, the Aguero.
Okay.
They've got the star. Even like when they had Griezmann up front, they had that back
The
again.
star quality.
Torres.
Costa's a bit, Torres. Costa's a bit. He's a good striker, but he's not that star quality. Not star. He is a
Got that
star
star
player.
dust.
Yeah, he's not got the. You know what it is? It's the pace and the trickery.
That's
That's
je ne
not
sais
his
quoi.
game. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's a frightening fixture for them. And then if you look after that,
Yeah,
it's
we're talking
United.
about it could be worse. That's what we're talking about. 'Cause
No,
if you
but
look,
no, that's where
yeah,
it
it could be
starts.
worse. So you got United, you get me, you get me, top of the league coming to town.
Yeah.
Then you've got
Everton.
Chelsea, Everton.
Quite big
Then
game.
you've got Leeds United.
Leeds. That's it.
Leeds.
Leeds. Leeds. Leeds
Well, I'm
is
not
a hard
lying.
game.
Wait, are United not top of the league? I'm not lying, am I? You know what I'm saying?
Not
Top
in
of
my
the
head.
league, top
Not
of
in
the-
my head, they ain't. I
Leeds
looked
is
at
a hard
that.
game
Leeds.
simply because you don't
Yeah.
know if you're going to beat them 4-0
Or
or
they're going to
get
beat you 4-0. So
Do you know
then
what
you
I
got
mean?
Leeds, then you got Liverpool. So you know what I'm saying? When we said it could have been worse, it could have been that. So he has to hit the ground running.
Yes.
He has to
See,
hit
you
the
know
ground.
what?
He has to hit the ground
I'm not
running
going to
with
lie.
Tuchel.
That's why they've got rid of Lampard.
Yeah.
I
Talks-
didn't know their fixtures were like that.
Yeah.
That's why they've got rid of Lampard. They've looked at what's coming up.
I thought, let's get this
We've
manager
got to
in.
cut our losses.
Yeah,
Because if he doesn't get them points, an adequate amount of points up until that Champions League game, he could arguably get battered there.
Yeah.
Battered by us.
Mhm.
Yeah. A tough game at Everton.
Yeah, tough game, home at Everton.
Tough game at Leeds.
Yeah, so
Then
home to Leeds.
you've got Atletico again. Then Liverpool will be licking their wounds. So they're going to be, you know what I'm
And
saying?
then by that time, you're into the back end of March, and your next game is West Brom in April.
There you
could be
go.
out
So
of
then
everything.
what points would they be?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They could have been around here. They could be even like how the league's mad, like 10th, 12th. You know what I mean? So I think they've cut their losses. You know what they've done? They've literally sat down and they've looked at every avenue, and I think they've gone, you know what? We've got to move now.
Yes. But we know this because that is the Chelsea model. And whether you like it or you don't, one thing you can say, it works. I say this all the time. Chelsea are always 12 to 18 months away from a trophy.
Yes.
They've won everything since Abramovich has been there. I don't believe they've gone more than 2 years without a trophy. So if
It
I'm
is
a
always
Chelsea,
like that,
they sack managers. Yeah, you might not like it. You might think it's disgusting. It's against the manager. Cold, there's no loyalty, but
So-
Roman's there for trophies. Yeah,
Yes.
go on.
Just
And
to
then move on. Go on.
just to confirm it, this was Fabrizio Romano this morning. Allegri has never been in touch with Chelsea board in the last few weeks. Thomas Tuchel has been offered many times, and he's the favourite as the German manager, also to help, as we mentioned, Werner and Havertz. Then, not too long ago, Thomas Tuchel is set to become new Chelsea manager. Confirmed Frank Lampard will officially be sacked, and then it was Leipzig won't let Nagelsmann go, and Allegri is off. So this was touching, and then literally not too long ago, Thomas Tuchel, this is Fabrizio Romano, is the new Chelsea manager after Lampard sacked. Confirmed, announcement expected soon, total agreement reached, and it's here we go. So Tuchel is the next Chelsea manager.
Okay, makes sense. So yeah, we've done pretty much nearly an hour and a half on that. But yeah, if you are watching live on the YouTube, please make sure you hit the like button on the video. And if you're watching back, hit the like button. Make sure you share it across all your socials and subscribe to the Pi Radio YouTube. When you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. Same with Twitter. If you're watching via the Pi Radio Twitter account, make sure you retweet, like the tweet, follow Pi Radio, of course, and follow all us free. Facebook, like and share it. And if you're listening in by more traditional radio means, we appreciate it. All online, Pi Radio, literally everywhere. Shout out to the Pi Radio hierarchy in it. Big S, you don't like his props on air, but you know, we're gonna give it him sparks as well in it. The whole Pi Radio hierarchy. Salute to you all. So okay, moving on. We will go through some of the FA Cup results. Obviously, Manchester United, Liverpool.
Next
is Stro's not having it. Stro is not having it. So Peter Wilder says it was either move him on now or tank the season the way we have at least the salvage in top four. So I'm guessing he's a Chelsea fan by the way he's talking.
Makes sense.
Chorus is saying, seriously, Atletico have got that attacking prowess with Suarez and Felix, doming up La Liga with a game in hand. They are because they're clear. Tuchel needs to self-isolate and pass a COVID test. Remaining backroom staff might make the Wolves game. I've heard though that he was already here. That talks with Tuchel happened before the Luton game. This is what I heard. Do you think Tuchel will get the best? Do you think they got Tuchel just to get the best out of the German players? No, but I think it plays a major part.
Massive part.
Yeah, the only person who was competent. What's that? I can't even say that word. Competently managed the PSG dressing room in the last decade is Ancelotti. Competently, there we go. Man just had a brain fart. The only person who has competently managed the PSG dressing room in the last decade is Ancelotti. But at the moment, people allow me. It's get the best out of the current group and keep things ticking over in terms of Champions League qualification. And the squad is there to do that. Also, Marino wanted Poch and was going to sack Lampard over the summer to get him. They couldn't because he got fourth. The board didn't expect him to. Zayn saying he'll lose the dressing room ASAP. Okay. That's a Mazda still. All right. Ryan speaking on it, he said, this is why I don't want Gerrard as a manager. I want a manager appointment based on how good they are, not because they're a legend at the club. So yeah, if Gerrard does bits, then of course you will, man. That's what it be. Your CV should be what gets you the job, not who you are or your name. That's to me anyway. Saying the FA Cup is still ours. You're an Arsenal fan. Like, I thought you lot went out. Rabius is saying United in for a double. Are you confident? I wouldn't say all of that. But yeah, speaking of Manchester United, obviously 3-2. Love beating the Scousers. It's always great. And even though
to the last game,
say that again.
Moving on to the last game.
Even though it was 3-2, it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was a highly entertaining game. I was entertained by it, but it wasn't highly entertaining. It wasn't end-to-end 3-2. Great finish by Salah for the first goal. Great finish. And that's for everyone. I don't like to be a downer, but everyone talking about Luke Shaw had a great game. Yeah, he was good, but I blame that goal on him. You let your man go.
No.
You let your man go. One? Salah.
No.
Whose fault is it?
Get that on the screen now.
Whose fault is it?
I'm ready.
Whose
Get
fault
that on
is
the screen now. I will show you
the
worst central defending I've seen in years.
Oh, I know you're going at in it. Why are you trying to blame? Why are you trying to blame the Iceman and that?
I'm telling you now, Iceman, Ice Pop.
He's blaming the Iceman.
This guy's an Ice Pop in the summer, fam. That's what he is. Get this up now. He's disgusting.
Go on.
What they always tell you he does, he runs from danger. I'm going to show you this now. You're going to go, wow.
Go on. There we go.
This guy is fraudulent. Let me right, watch this now.
Screen. Hold up, one sec. Make sure it's not on the screen. Yeah, it's not. Nah, it's not. Good. Hold up.
So look. Right? Go back. Go on. We can put. Well, stop.
Oh wait. Hold up.
Why is he running over there? Why is he? He knows what's happening. He knows he's behind him.
Go on.
Where's the ball going? Look, there's no one here. Why are you running over there? As much as man want to say Shaw,
isn't Shaw, fam.
No, he's running the other way.
JV, swap a second. I'll back on the point.
Why is he running trust me, bro. As a centre back, yeah, I play centre back. You face the danger.
Hold up.
All right, go back to this.
I'm looking at it. One sec.
Look at Maguire. Look at Lindelof. What's the automatic difference between them two? You don't have to play it. Just go back to the point. Sorry to keep being a pain.
Nah, that's cool.
What? So play it on a bit.
Yeah. Does he think the ball's coming in? And you know me, I'm not a big fan.
What's the big difference between them two?
Maguire's
going. What? Maguire's facing it here. Does he think the ball's coming in here though?
No.
But there's no one there.
No.
Or does he think Salah's gonna make the run in there?
No. His problem.
Nah, go on.
His problem is his body positioning.
Yes.
Yeah, his body positioning is wrong. Go on.
If he's playing, instead of doing that and you've got your back to it, although Luke Shaw is still at fault, it's not his fault, it's this. Because if his body positioning is better, he can cut that ball out at source instantly. Which means even though Shaw's technically lost his man, he can redeem it. This goal is on him.
He's running into his area.
He's running into his area, and you get your point. But they're both at fault.
No, they are both at fault.
Yeah, definitely. If you let your man go, that's on you. And we've seen Shaw do this. Yeah, don't let your man go. Lindelof.
Criminal.
I didn't see that. That is criminal. Yeah. That is criminal. Like I said, does he think Salah's gonna bend his run? Obviously, you lot can't see it, but you lot know for the goal. Does he think Salah's gonna bend his run? And go in there. Is that what he thinks? Because Salah runs straight.
Even if he does that, if he's in that same position, what we're saying, if he's in the same position.
No, and what I'm saying is, does he think Firmino is going to pass the ball in between the both? Because Firmino passes the ball in between Lindelof and Shaw. Does he think that it's going in there, in between Maguire and it? So that's why he closes it.
If he is in that if he's in the same position, what me and Stro are saying, he blocks both scenarios.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And more to the point, the reason why Shaw, and although it's criminal, lets him go is because he believes, given Lindelof in the position that he's in, is in a good enough position to cut it out.
No, you got that. I get what you're saying.
Stop. Yeah. Right, go again. Right, stop there. You see where Lindelof there? Yeah. If he's in the position, what I'm saying, he does it. He just
he cuts it out.
He taps it away.
Okay, so it's not solely on Luke Shaw, but Luke Shaw is still at fault. Go with your man. Communicate. Either you go with your man or you communicate.
This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's completely faultless. 70% of it's that.
He's facing the total wrong way.
He's facing it. He's out of position.
He's running away from danger. This goal happens. Luke Shaw's lost his man, but this goal happens in Lindelof territory.
This is the perfect scenario, right? Look at where this ball is, right? And it's
going stuff, by the way.
And it's going there, right? Look at his body positioning right there.
Yeah, he's wrong. Yeah. I didn't know that.
That is what
watching it back.
That is what makes the goal happen. Yes. It's that alone, not that run. That
run. He'll make that run. Check this. He will make that run 20 times in a match.
Yeah.
Salah will make that run 20 times in a match. Why is he? Check this as well. One thing I will say, why is Maguire and Lindelof swapped? That's criminal. Maguire is normally on the left.
Yeah, he's normally on the left. Maguire probably does cut that out, but
Maguire cuts that out 100%.
Yeah, he cuts that out, but
he is the biggest liability as a defender I've seen.
Oh, we know because we've said this in terms of
every
him
time
being passive.
He's literally so. Even what I'm trying to say to you is, when the ball's coming in, he's trying to run away from the danger. He's So stop it again.
I'm gonna slow it down.
His body shape. Yeah, look.
I'm gonna slow it down.
So the ball's here. Where could it go? When this man,
Yeah, it's cool.
When is it Thiago? Not Thiago.
No, Firmino.
Firmino turns. Look, right. Stop now.
Yeah.
There's only one way this ball's going.
I hear that.
It's going towards him.
Yeah.
He is running in the opposite direction of where the ball is going. That is absolutely criminal. He's running as if there's someone here. There's no one there.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is why he's gone there. And you know me, I joke about Lindelof, is he thinks the ball is going in between the two of him. He thinks Salah is going to bend his run and go around that way. He doesn't expect Salah to run straight. That's what it is. But it's criminal that he's not watched him because he had a look at him. Because look, he has no idea where Salah is at this moment in time.
That's what I'm trying to say.
He has no idea. And that is on him watching this, but it's also on Shaw. Follow your run.
What I'm trying to say
That's why I'm saying it's split. We're going.
Even if, there's only one way it's going.
Because he thinks he's bending the run. Yeah, good finish by Salah and everything. That's what that is. But this is just typical Manchester United. The way we can see goals. That's a Shaw, man.
No. If Bailly's there, it doesn't happen.
No. If Bailly's there, it don't happen. But if
Maguire's on that side, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. But if Shaw follows his man, it doesn't happen either. No. That's why I'm not letting you get away with it. Atone for the error. No, wait. Atone for the error of your centre-back. Your centre-back's made an error. Okay, Lindelof's at fault. I'm not letting Shaw get away with that. It's your man. Follow your man. That's definitely 50% your fault. Without question.
It's not 50%.
That's definitely 50%.
Flawless. I'll tell you why it's not. I'll tell you why it's not. Play it on, and I'll tell you when to stop. All right?
Oh, sorry.
Keep going. Stop.
That's Lindelof's ball.
No, just not even that, right? So, as the ball's being played, you're now into the centre-back's area, yeah? Which now means, as a centre-back, what you need to do is shepherd him out, which then means Luke Shaw can do what?
You're supposed to. The thing is,
cover inside, which then means if you shepherd him out, you then slot in. Look at Luke Shaw's running. That's exactly what he's trying to do. He's now trying to cover in Lindelof's position.
but the thing is, he's the only guy who has eyes on him the whole time.
Yes,
Look, he goes.
yes, I get that.
He
But
goes and then stops. Why you? There's no other danger around you. There's no right back there. Go with that. Be safe.
Yes,
Lindelof is definitely at fault because I didn't realize this seeing this.
Why is he stopping?
Because he's
going into his area.
But don't stop. Is what I'm saying. If you
don't
don't
stop,
stop,
you're right to say that.
If you don't stop, the goal get. Yes, Lindelof's at fault. I didn't realize this until we broke this down.
But if you
go
look
with your man, and we've seen Luke Shaw do this before. This is why I don't let him get away with this. If this is Wan-Bissaka, we're having a different. Like, just go with your man.
What I'm saying is though, even if Luke Shaw arguably goes with Salah all the way, and Lindelof's in the right area, it gets cut out.
Yeah, they both.
Salah will probably beat Lindelof for pace. Beat Shaw for pace anyway. Do you get what I'm saying? But this is he's not even looking. He doesn't know.
He doesn't know. I said this. Yeah.
That's on him.
That's on him. Yeah, because he has it. Because look, he has a look at him there. Look,
play it to the finish.
He has a look there, and then he does have no idea.
Watch by the time. Check when he realizes. Watch when he realizes Salah's there. Watch this.
No.
Too late.
Yeah, it's way too late. Yeah. But Shaw's got to cover Robertson.
And I will say one thing as well.
Go on.
I don't like this keeper, bro. He's not better than Romero.
How come we don't like Henderson? What happened?
Henderson's shocking, bro.
You reckon Henderson's
both
shocking?
Them goals are soft goals, you know.
I can't blame him for that. That's
bro. I'm telling you now, De Gea either does a little something with his hands. You make yourself big, innit?
I can't blame him.
You make it hard. The second one as well. Go on this.
Yeah, we're gonna go for the second one. I can't blame. I can't blame.
Wait. Forrest, rewind it to that last little replay.
I can't.
With that angle, rewind it a bit more.
That's a bit harsh still.
Nah,
right. Stop it there.
Go on,
Harry Maguire's position is exactly what Lindelof's position. So when you play it on, look at Harry Maguire. Look at exactly how he does it because he's anticipating the ball to go that way. So if he's running that way, so if the ball goes down that way, you can carry on down the line with him. Lindelof is lost.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No. But what I'm saying is, Shaw is still at fault. But definitely, majority is with Lindelof.
Keeper went to the floor too early as well.
I just put that down as a good finish. I can't blame the keeper for that.
This is a phenomenal pass, by the way.
It's a great pass.
It's a joke of a pass. And you know, it's an unbelievable composed finish. But I expect that from Greenwood. He's shown me he can finish at that level.
This is why, just pause this. This is why earlier.
I know you lot can't see, so we're trying to describe it as best as we can.
We're now talking about Greenwood's goal. And the pass from Rashford.
I'm going to get calm. This is why people in the comments are going to have their say. Go on, fam.
This is why I'm saying, I think we can win the league.
Spurs are 1-1, by the way.
We've got more chance. I think we've got more chance than anyone else to win the league. Don't get me wrong. City, it works both ways. City's defense is better. Our attack's better. City's defense is better. Our attack's better. And I said this to you before. You can't win a game 0-0.
Yeah, I hear that.
You can't win a game 0-0.
The X factor they have is right there. Greenwood.
Greenwood, yeah. I'm telling you right now.
It's a great finish, this.
If we manage to get Greenwood doing this every 2 or 3 matches, even 3 or 4 matches,
good finish by Rashford and a good pass by Greenwood as well. I know Reece, was it Williams who was playing on the back, should have cut it out, but yeah, good goal. Good goal. Yeah.
This is why, that's honestly why I think
that's a very good finish.
What puts us apart from everyone else.
At the minute, it's definitely what separates you.
Our attack.
Yeah, definitely.
Because at the moment, Cavani's doing everything he needs to do. That's shocking. I nearly broke my telly, bro.
You really think it's that bad?
That's shocking, bro. De Gea kicks that away. He kicks it. You kick that away. Boom. It's not even a finish, bro.
Let me have a look at it.
I'm
going to watch it.
He scuffed it.
I'm going to watch it. I swear I took a deflection. You know what I'm saying? I think you're being a bit hard.
No, man. It's a scuff. There's no deflect. It's a scuff. Let's
have a look at this. I can't say this is keeper's fault.
All right, watch this.
I can't say.
Watch.
Go on, I'm having a look here. Yeah. This is great. I feel like I'm on MNF. And he took a deflection.
He didn't.
No, I did. It took I swear down from it. Took a deflection.
He didn't change the path of the ball.
It's not.
It's off his foot. And then look, it's right at him.
Yeah, you might have a point with this one still.
It's right at him.
Yeah, this one you might have a point. The first one, but this one,
it's not even like a finesse finish. It's not like he's not fizzed it through his legs. Look, come on, man. It's through his legs.
Do you know who else is at fault there?
Go on,
Maguire.
All right, let's break this down. Defenders don't listen to the show.
This one's the Maguire's fault anyway, because this is the one from that.
Cavani gave away the ball.
No, yeah, right.
No,
Cavani gave away the ball.
Cavani shouldn't be there. Cavani shouldn't be there.
But so Flores,
I agree with that. Go on.
So firstly, Cavani shouldn't be there. Secondly, as a centre back, you can see the bigger picture. You can know that he's about to get pressed for a ball which you shouldn't be playing him. Secondly, right, just watch this, slow it down.
And number two,
right, stop there.
Sorry,
right.
My bad.
Yeah, he's totally out.
So it's Milner that's coming onto the ball. So stop it there now. Right? He's never going to block that shot. Ever. Right? So why is he overcommitting?
You reckon he's overcommitted there?
Look.
Rather than go.
But then 1 second. You know what it is as well?
Go on.
If you deep it again, who's out of position again?
Lindelof. That's the reason why he's having to overcommit.
What do I always say?
Because
like Maguire's finger when he plays with Lindelof.
Yeah, we've said this though, that Maguire, when in United, always can see goals, whether it's Maguire's fault or not.
He looks like he's
where was Lindelof? In the right back position.
Yeah,
he always drifts over to the side.
No, but I'm more to the point when you watch it.
But wait, if I remember correctly from that goal, why is wait, never mind. No. I was thinking Maguire's not in the left centre back slot, but he was.
When we get it back on, if you watch Lindelof specifically for that goal, his body position's terrible again. He's having to turn round.
It's almost like he's not.
Yeah, but as a centre back that you bought for £35 million, these are basics that you expect
him to know and have.
I just, for the life of me, I just don't understand it. And I mean,
honestly, I don't think he's a top 10 defender. He's not
good. He's not. I've said this.
Right.
He'd struggle like a West Ham.
Rewind it.
He'd struggle.
It's a shame that we can't.
Look at Lindelof. Look at Lindelof, right?
Yeah.
Look, he's not even got a man. Everyone else actually has a man. What is he doing? And then he stands around. This is what does my head in the back. Look here now. Right. He's in a good position, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why is he not? What is he doing?
Yeah. You got to press him. You have to press.
Oh my God!
JV is reliving. Yeah, not pressing, but that's him being passive. We spoke about this team being passive.
What does Bailly do there?
Bailly
absolutely
crashes into
in a man. Bam!
Yeah.
There, in his grill, bro.
Yeah.
So then look, what's he having to do? He's like, oh my God.
Yeah. He's gone.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Because we've not seen the rest of it yet. And obviously, players are not so much Lindelof, but Maguire, sure, I understand being out of position because Maguire,
before the ball's played,
Cavani's give the ball away.
Take it as he's about to play the ball in this angle.
Firmino's about to play the ball.
Yeah, so take it to now. Right. As a centre-back, you're always told, show them down the line, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Which means your body positioning now is key. Firmino's not got bags of pace, right? Which then means if he goes and takes a step to his left, which then takes him in the path of the ball, Firmino's then got no avenues to play that pass. Which then means he's then got to go down the line and either take a shot on goal, which is difficult to go across goal as it is, or he's got to try and find an unbelievable pass to square it back. It's awful, which then means
Maguire. You can see Maguire. You can see the anguish already on Maguire's face.
Because look at the space that Milner's running into.
You can see the anguish on Maguire's face. You can see it.
Just look at the. You know what it is. See that if you see both body positions, then Maguire is ready.
Yeah.
Lindelof is stationary.
Yeah.
So then Lindelof causes all the issues because then Maguire has to overcommit. Yeah. So then, from Luke Shaw's point of view, he's thinking Milner's going to shoot straight away.
Yeah, because that's Cavani giving the ball away there. So obviously that's got everyone out of position.
This is why I was mad at the goalkeeper as well.
Go on, because he should save it.
Not even should save it. You started all of that.
Oh, you mean by playing out from the back?
Don't even give it Maguire. Don't give it Maguire there. No, 1 second. You shouldn't give it Maguire there because if I'm the goalkeeper, I can see the full picture. I don't have to stand side on. I don't have to stand side on. I'm not marking no one. I'm not bothered about this player. I can see the full picture.
Yeah.
Why would I then pass it to someone for it to then go back into the middle?
Yeah.
Why did I not just kick it up to the middle?
In his defense, I'm a defend him here. I just legit think that's instruction because we do this all the time. I hate us playing out for the back.
Instruction or not, if I can see Cavani is that deep, I'm going, get up. What are you doing? Cavani, why are you in my half?
Okay.
Get out. Do you understand?
Oh, you're talking about, I get what you're saying.
The goalkeeper should be, you've got to be a bit more commanding. If you're younger or not, I don't care.
Well, it seems that Cavani himself, he's just decided, because if I remember correctly, Cavani don't really drop deep like that for us. So for him to do that,
no, he doesn't.
It seemed a bit strange. But that being said, I can't overanalyze it because Cavani just shouldn't give the ball away.
No,
he should just take a touch on the ball. Everything that happened, this is if his error doesn't happen. But this is Manchester United. When we can see goals, it's always a catalogue of errors. Look at all the things we just named. Yeah, Lindelof is always involved. because we've gone Cavani. You could argue Henderson. We spoke Maguire. Should Maguire pass it to him? Cavani, Lindelof. That's 4. If one of those 4 do their jobs, the goal doesn't get conceded. Even the first goal, if Shaw or Lindelof does his job, the goal doesn't get conceded. That's criminal. My problem. Is the fact that we don't concede goals is not from individual brilliance. It's always our own errors, and it's more than one. It's a catalogue of errors. It's like these men don't atone for each other's errors.
Absolutely criminal.
Well, it is what it is.
But go on, no, because it was, that's criminal. He gets his foot on
right.
it.
Yeah, you're right about that. Still, watching it back is right.
Oh my days.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, I was on the watch along and me and AV8 was going out. I blame the goalkeeper for this.
Well, no. This is what I want to get to first.
Go on.
And they've not shown it, which is doing my head in.
What, the Fabinho tackle?
But they try to say it's not a tackle.
Oh, you mean
it's not a foul?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. He goes through the back of him.
Yeah. To me, I blame the goalkeeper for this.
And I think if Maguire's on a yellow card and he does that challenge, he's off.
Oh yeah, definitely, without question.
He's off.
What's your thoughts on it? Because I always say this. To me, as a watcher, I say this all the time. No matter from playing football, if it's United conceded a free kick, the goal to me, if it's a free kick 25, 30 yards out, this is where I'm getting to. The wall takes care of one side of the goal. The goalkeeper takes over the other. If Bruno, to me, dinks that over and puts it in the top corner or the bottom corner of the other side, I'm like, cool, fair enough. I say this all the time. When he goes keeper side, I blame the goalkeeper.
He's in the wrong position now.
I'm in the blame keeper.
He's in the wrong. I've not even looked at this like that.
I say it all the time.
That's criminal. I could even argue.
Don't play it yet.
I could even argue he's closer to that side.
Yeah, and that's the wall, and it's going to be hard. We know because you're just that close, and that free kick is hard to get that up and over. So if the wall does its job,
anything, he should have.
To me, you go that side. You have to be two. To me, you give him that whole side of that goal to aim for. Like, because that's more difficult than that. Dinking that ball over. That's dinking that ball over.
Criminal, To say that's lost you the game. That's a bad goalkeeper.
Put it this way: if that's Firmino taking that free kick, and De Gea does that or Henderson does that, I'm kicking off. Any goalkeeper does that.
Not even that you're kicking off. It's everywhere. The media's on it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Go on, Stro. Give us your thoughts on it. Because obviously you're a Liverpool fan. Me, I'm mad at my goalkeeper for that.
Did you see that yesterday?
I seen it, but rewind it.
I didn't think it was that bad, to be honest.
I yesterday.
I just thought it was an excellent free kick.
It was a good free kick.
No, stop. My issue is the gap.
What, here?
This one.
Between Pogba and Robertson?
Between
Thiago.
Oh, this one here?
Yes.
So I think that's Mane and I'm not sure who that is.
So straight away, my issue is the gap there.
Yeah.
First and foremost, because although I agree with your points, someone's got to take control, whether that's Alisson, whether it's one of them, because a player like Bruno Fernandes can whip it easy into that gap, which is why you then see Alisson goes to take a step that way and he moves more to the right, which is criminal in itself. That gap causes that. You fix that.
Take one in the face, isn't it?
Exactly. There's no need for a gap. Which then, because if you look at Alisson, that's why he's planted on his right foot.
But here's the thing. Here's the super criminal part. Who actually ducks out the way of this? I've seen it from another angle.
Is it Thiago?
Thiago and Pogba both duck.
Yeah.
If Thiago is a centre back,
turns his back.
Probably naturally just takes one of them, or even jumps and it.
Turns his back. Yeah.
Look.
Because
Thiago ducked, you know.
No, but go back.
I knew Pogba ducked. I didn't think Thiago.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Right. Yeah. Watch Alisson specifically in slow motion because of the gap that I'm talking about. Watch how he plants his foot.
Yeah, the right foot goes there
because he expects it to go through that gap because the gap's there and he spotted it last minute.
So you reckon the wall's bad?
It's the wall.
The wall's bad, but he's also it's on people taking command. He sets up the wall.
No. Yeah, but if you watch it, if you watch the full game, he set the wall up and he wandered off to go and sort something out, and he was banging his boots on the post. And then at this point, Pogba goes and stands in a position which is excellent, and then someone comes out of the wall to go stand with him.
So it's
the issue's the wall, because if you watch it straight away from his thinking, he's going to bend it round that. So that's why he takes the step to the right, and then at that point, once Bruno puts it that side, you can't then spring off it because it's on your right foot, so you can't.
Keep playing it.
You can't get the spring that you need. It's the wall that causes it. And that's my issue.
It's this angle. Watch
look at that gap.
Watch Thiago.
So you're talking about, geez, that is bad still.
Do you see my point?
Yeah. That's a wall. It's bad. That is.
Look, that's a joke.
So even if he wanted to put it there, he could have put it there.
Yeah, because look at where the last man is on the wall.
He could have actually put it there.
Why is the wall not blocking the goal?
The wall?
That's my problem.
He could have put that there.
Yo, wait. We might have this. Surely this angle ain't correct. There's no way
This
they put
angle
the
is
wall
correct.
there.
It's mad,
Nah, this is not correct.
Flawless.
This is a dodgy angle. I know we're on BT.
Nah,
This is mad.
I promise you. Do you want this? Is so.
Is that really how you man set up? Because obviously I'm watching on the watcher. It didn't look like that. That's mad.
No, this ain't how we set up. He went and kicked his balls on.
And then man have moved to the
and then man have moved.
Because
Pogba went and stood in a position and then he moved one of the wall out.
But then watch this from Thiago.
Yeah, Thiago ducks.
Oh,
Bad ducked.
So if you
got what hurt his pretty face, that's what he's thinking.
So
Marcus Houston and Simon Cosme.
Rewind it and go back to that.
That is mad. I didn't know the wall was that bad. You know, they didn't show that.
My pretty face.
They didn't show that on They didn't show that on BBC One when I was watching it.
No, they didn't.
That wall looks terrible.
That
looks like someone's photoshopped that wall.
My problem is now I watch games like this. I look at it differently. So the second I seen Alisson take his foot, I knew there was a reason why he did that. And then I've gone back and I've watched the highlights and I seen that clip and I was like, that is so pause it.
He could have literally put that anywhere. He had free reign of the whole goal. He had free reign. That's terrible.
That's awful.
Because this is what happens, you've got Pogba with Thiago, and then you've got, who is it who's on the end of the wall? United player.
Maguire.
So then what Maguire does is Maguire moves into that position and starts to move slightly to the right, which then means the wall starts to move over with him. That's the gap. Alisson spotted it instantly. At this point, the referee's blew his whistle. He can't then adjust his wall. So at this point, what he does is he takes because he's expecting Jesus to bend around it, because why else would you have Maguire there?
Yeah, you know what it is? It's true, because he's now seeing this gap. So
I still can't believe this is real.
That's not on him. Because of this gap now, he is actually expecting it to go that way.
Because he's seen Maguire there, he's thinking they're gonna try and trick us. He's gonna bend it round Maguire. That's why he takes his
right. I still can't believe that's the wall.
I can't, because it says
professional football. If the free kick was like out of the picture,
it looked like if the free kick's out of the picture, that looks like them man have set up the wall. The wall's supposed to block half the goal. That wall's not blocking the goal from that angle.
Not at all.
But obviously, this is the angle we're talking. Like, that's off.
Do you see my point?
I get your point. To me, that's off.
No, it's not.
Is that really what it was?
Yes.
That's just your judgment.
That's not just my judgment. I spotted it instantly.
That's mad.
Live, I said, I spotted him lead his put all his weight on his right foot. Look, that's why.
That's criminal from Thiago, though.
Oh yeah.
That's criminal.
Because if that's Pogba, different conversation.
Criminal. Do you know why that's criminal as well, though?
Because he can prevent it.
He can, if he jumps.
Oh, see, look, the what is blocking it. Yeah, it's not the best, but
no, it's not.
He can't bend it.
No, he could get it over that.
No. You don't even have to get it round it. You can bend round it.
If he jumps,
Thiago.
If Thiago jumps, bro, it's not a goal. Bro, if he just goes like that.
Because look at Maguire. Because Maguire's ducking, because you can bend it round it. That's why Alisson. Look at the gap.
Yeah, that's mad. That
is honestly
using the wall. Someone that fault in the wall there.
That's perfect.
And then pause it there.
Yeah.
If there's no gap,
he saves that.
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
He saves that
because he's more over to the right.
Yeah, and he's all his weight isn't bared on his right foot. He can spring off his left foot, and he saves that 10 times. That it's an unbelievable free kick, but the setup from Liverpool is criminal. You just let Maguire manipulate you.
You know why I think that comes down to? That's a lack of leadership. Because I think even if Alisson doesn't get that, and you have Henderson or Van Dijk on the pitch, someone's screaming
in the wall.
Exactly,
someone's screaming. Someone's absolutely.
I didn't realize the wall. I had no idea the wall was that bad.
You know why that wall? You know why that wall's so bad as well? All right then, that wall would make sense if that's the match when we played at your ground and you have Henderson and Fabinho at centre back. You've arguably got more defenders on. Do you get what I'm saying? So as defenders should be smelling that danger. I don't care if
I've not seen a wall that bad.
But I don't care if Reece Williams is a youth player.
There was a reason why when you two were talking about Alisson, I sat back and kept quiet because I knew that clip was coming. I've seen that.
Mad. I did not see that. I think we could manage us free, but that's
because I'm not gonna lie. All right, then I've just slated Henderson for them two. That's more thinking than Henderson.
Yeah, you learn something new every day, and that because I was on Alisson's case, but when I see that wall, I'm like, all right, whoever moved that wall is at fault for that. Because
the thing that frustrates me about these highlights is if you watch the build up to it, Alisson sets his wall and he's happy with it, and then he goes and.
I didn't realize it moved. I'm watching the game. Obviously, I did the watch along. I didn't realize the wall had moved.
Yeah, no, but the only reason why it moved is because Maguire went and stood on the end of it and started manipulating it and started moving.
All right.
We didn't get that angle on Saturday.
Yeah, we didn't get that in. But yeah, the show is coming to a close. We hope you lot have enjoyed it. We give you a little M&F flavor and that. You know what I'm saying? Out here like Sky Sports News on Pi Radio. Make sure you follow Stro across all platforms. Make sure you follow JV across all platforms. Make sure you follow myself across all platforms too. If, like I said, if you're watching this live right now on the YouTube or you're watching this back, hit the like button on the video, share and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell and subscribe to Pi Radio because we're here every Monday on Pi Radio, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. discussing all things Premier League.
Every Monday, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. No matter who else is doing their thing at that time.
So we're here. So yeah, big up the whole Pi Radio hockey. Love to you lot supporting as well. Love to you lot supporting. Much appreciate everyone in the comments. If, like I said, if you're listening via more traditional radio means, we appreciate it. Please join us week in, week out. We'll be back to discuss all the midweek Premier League games and weekend. Seems like there's Premier League football every day now. But yeah, it's crazy. But yes, people, this has been From a Fair Dive View on Pi Radio. Thank you very much for